face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome to Woodward Heavyweights Live on Sports.com. Me, you go by Raxter.
What up, though?
No Nick Kohloff. He's downtown Detroit. So we got into Skywalk and Sound.
Scooby start.
Birdie that you guys be introduced to. It sounds like in the final 10 minutes of the show.
The bird is the word.
The bird is the word, so we'll be interviewing him, getting to know him a little bit. What the fucking,
Yeah, dude, that was nuts. The Pacers literally led for 0.3 seconds of that game.
There was like one point when I think it was like 120, 112, something like that. I'm like, well, they got like 3 points goals.
Mm-hmm.
Then it died down a little bit, and then like the Thunder took the lead again.
Yeah.
I said, okay, this is over. I got time. I started working again. I looked up. Then there was a fucking.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. Sorry, we should have told you.
apologize.
That's our bad.
Oh, you're good. The Pacers, I pretty much were freaking out about.
They had to switch the output.
Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, I mean, at one point they got close with like 4 minutes left, and the Thunder took the lead again, up by 10 or something like that. And I was like, all right, fuck it. Like, the Thunder got this wrapped up. It was like 3 minutes ago. No. They did it again. And Hallie.
It's Halliburton.
Dude.
What the Halliburton?
Amazing.
What the Halliban? Dude. The Halliban landed in OKC last night because I was like.
Oklahoma City bombings.
Oh, okay.
All right. Just I mean, the Halliban did it again. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That was,
Sure.
I mean, the guy was having a shit game all game. And then just hits the shot when you need to hit the shot. Like, he had 2 points. Neil put it best. He had 2 points in the fourth quarter until he had 4 points.
Until he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, the guy was just.
You know what?
It's what he is, man. He's cold-blooded.
We were having a debate in the chat because Flannel. I think Flannel's issue is he takes any type of credit as like all credit.
Yes.
That's not the case at all whatsoever. It's a generational run based on just like the clutch shots he's made.
He's already third
All
time in the modern era of go-ahead shots in the in the playoffs. It's LeBron James, Reggie Miller, Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, and it would have been more had his foot not been on the line against New York.
Yeah,
because that one was just a tie.
That would have been to win. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
It is a generational run. I don't care what anybody says. It's based on the clutch shots alone.
Yeah, that was a terrible game.
Yeah,
until the last 4 minutes. Like, it was an awful game to watch until the last 4 minutes. That was crazy.
But that's why I had faith in the Indiana comeback in that game, is because they were giving up the ball so much. So to give up the ball that much and to be still within striking distance the way they were. And I think Halliburton is one of those players you see, like, and I'm not comparing him to that level, but you see a guy like Magic, you see some of these guys like LeBron, and what they do is they kind of feel you out, and as the series goes on, they kind of diagnose you. So I'm not looking at Halliburton's lack of attack in game one as something that's concerning. Like, I know people were trying to say, like, he's only got 12 points, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't care about that. I think he's one of those guys that's really smart and is dissecting you constantly. And I think that's why the Pacers, I'm not overreacting to game one, because I called Indy was going to win game one and then OKC was going to win in 5.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
And I still feel that way.
Credit to you.
But we
laughed at you.
I do start to feel a little bit more that
I laughed at you.
That they can actually compete in this series. Birdie over here had them in 6.
Well, the Pacers?
Yes.
Pacers in 6?
Is he from Indy or something? That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, they have the confidence now to do it. And I think Hallie's just one of those guys. He's like he's got a natural feel for the game in itself.
Yes.
He don't need to like go off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he almost had a triple-double.
Yeah, they played team ball.
He shot poorly. We'll see. Obviously, the Pacers turned the ball over 24 times in that game and still won, which is fucking nuts.
It doesn't make any sense.
But they're not going to turn the ball over 24 times, probably not. But also OKC's probably not going to shoot 36% from the field.
And they're not going to shoot 47% from 3, Indiana.
Yeah.
So, like, there's adjustments on both sides.
Naismith needs some credit, too.
Naismith is a dog, bro.
Crossed up SGA. Like fucking
step back.
Oh, my God. It was so gross.
Nasty.
Nemhard.
Oh, that's Nemhard. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Nemard's a
disgusting.
dog.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Another
feel
light
like
skin killer, dude.
we've kind of been like glossing over some of these guys in the team because like they haven't like
They're young.
they're young, haven't come to in the NBA. We have to give them some respect because like it's kind of crazy they're even there right now.
Yeah.
Talk about a young guy that didn't show. Where the hell was Chet?
Yeah, I think he only played like
Shaq.
26 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think that's actually going to be a problem because if you watch OKC, they play him at the rim, and he can't play at the rim when they're
Miles
going
is
5
so
out.
much big, yeah.
When they're going 5 out, like he's going to be on the perimeter. And what do? Put him on Pascal? Pascal's going to get him in foul trouble. He's going to blow past him.
They got to
This might
put
be
the
a bad
bright skin in
series.
there and let him go to work.
Bright skin, light skin.
Hartenstein, dude.
Oh.
He's
Yeah.
like 5% black or something. I don't know, but put
Is
him.
he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Isaiah is like I think his dad's half black or something like that.
Oh, I think I do remember my boy Sammy showed me something like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's just
That's
looks
why he
like,
calls it the bright
just
skin,
looks
light
like
skin.
white man, but
He has a hot name too.
he's got it's
Hart-
Isaiah.
Isaiah Hartenstein though.
Yeah, true. Half and half.
You know,
I've never met a white man named Isaiah. Have you?
I guess that's a great.
I'm trying to think
No,
of
I
one,
have
actually.
not, I guess. Isn't
Maybe-
that's a
maybe
biblical
Amish?
name though. I figured there'd be
It
more.
is a biblical name.
Be more Isaiahs. There's got to be some Isaiahs out there.
I can't think. There for sure is.
How you name your kid Josiah but not Isaiah?
I've met a Josiah,
I met a Josiah. My friend
a
actually.
white
named his son.
Josiah,
Yeah, a white one.
Amish?
Never met a black Josiah.
Josiah Stewart. Well, we never met him, but
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. That was nuts. But obviously,
it
you
was
know,
insane.
Twitter does what Twitter does. Actually, no, I saw this on her story. The reason
Bradley
behind
Reed?
the GOAT,
Oh,
Tiana Trump.
Tiana Trump. Yeah.
Throw
Throw that work.
Throw that ass in the circle.
go zoom in a little bit. You want to grab me? You don't got to.
Yeah.
But I mean, like that. I mean, if I got
So
sent that
horny,
before the
dude.
game, I
Go
might
to
be hitting the
horny
game
jail.
winner too.
So horny. Yeah, she's the GOAT for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very talented.
Hallie doesn't like her ilk though.
What do you mean? Oh,
Yeah,
Hallie's a notorious snow diver,
Yeah, skier.
skier.
Skier,
Dude, I've
some may
seen
say.
so many edits of that Holly clip with Dr. Umar.
Oh yeah,
She's
she's dude. I would.
Tiana,
Yeah,
I don't care about her past.
I don't care.
Put a ring on it.
Yeah, I'd marry her for sure.
Yeah.
That's one you
All
could
pro
change.
eater.
All pro eater, dude.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame eater.
Kidding me?
You gotta lock that down.
I'm-
Tiana
I'm-
Trump or Lana Rhodes? Tiana Trump.
Tiana
Yeah,
Trump.
easily.
Yeah. Lana Rhodes is hot, but
Lana Rhodes is hot.
Tiana's all pro eater.
Top tier.
Yeah. Not even.
Literally the throat goat.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think.
I can't think of. I mean, there's like some Twitter bitches I
We
see.
got some kids. Yeah. My man's girlfriend from the Nuggets.
Dude, Jamal Murray's girl.
Yeah. She kind of go to two.
Jamal Murray's girl definitely put some work in.
Short list.
My boy, our guy got kicked out of the game for shouting that out
our
at him.
dude
Our guy Claude.
Yeah, dude,
from
Claude's a
Dispo.
legend for that, bro.
He is. Oh, where you at with this one, Skywalker? The Halliburton Black Magic.
The Halliburton, man. Like, he's just coming in clutch so many times. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen this, I feel like, in a long time. It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I heard. I tapped in the BD for like 2 seconds. I had to go get Bryson off the bus. He had a half day. And Sean brought up, like, yeah, our generation was like Robert Horry, which that's fair. Robert Horry, clutch shots for sure.
Robert Horry wasn't the leader of the team.
Yeah, Robert Horry's like career high, like 12 points a game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My
Like,
left and right hand, Robert Horry.
Allie's got the, like, I think this year he's like 18 in the playoffs, 18.8 and then 9.8 assists. Like, he's actually kind of a baller too.
I tried to tell you when I came up, it was God.
Can we make like a comparison? Like, are we calling him, because there's a lot of question of like how good is he? Like, where does he rank? Is he top 10? Is he top 12? Like, the run's so impressive. He kind of is like the NBA's version of a game manager, but like elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what he is.
He's
So
one of the best playmakers in the league. He doesn't turn the ball over ever.
He's somebody that, like, I feel like that's why he has such a polarizing ranking. There's some people that will say, you know, that he's not top 15 because he's not scoring at a high clip, but
DNC.
but he's doing the right thing. So I feel like he's top 10. Are you guys top 10? Giving him top 10 right now?
Right now, that might be a little vacuum
I had to put pen
mentality.
to paper.
I'd have to put pen to paper for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, he's in the conversation.
Did you say vacuum mentality?
Vacuum. Yeah.
Oh, like in a vacuum.
Seeing it in a vacuum.
I'm sorry, Tiana's got my head all fucked.
Yes.
That's a vacuum.
Weezy D
That's a
303
vacuum.
says Brock Lesnar in the TD booth. Shout out Brock.
Dude, his comps, his pro comps are
His
crazy.
pro comps are pretty
They're
crazy.
all over the
Yeah.
place.
What was the other one?
The kid from Christmas Story.
Oh yeah, Yeah,
That's just because I have blonde hair and wear glasses.
that's true.
The other one was the kid from Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron.
Carl or something.
That
Whatever.
was
All-time pro comps for sure.
Jimmy's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, get some.
No, I don't think. Again, I would have to put pen to paper, but he's top 10 adjacent. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I literally got my pen to like maybe write out a list. I mean, we could.
R.I.P. Ibanez says Lunchbox Hooligans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sit
Ibanez sent down to AAA Toledo. Jamani Jones gets the call up, so it looks like old Javi Baez is gonna be staying on the infield a lot more because Jamani Jones obviously strictly an outfielder. So, yeah, I mean, had to be done. Dude couldn't hit anything. Jamani Jones got like an 850 OPS in AAA, so
Yeah.
well, maybe he'll bring some pop. He can play center field. He can play either corner spot.
Speaking of women and basketball players,
Don't you just hate them?
don't
Speaking of women, don't you just hate them?
did you see the video of Angel
Aren't they
Reese
the
and Sexy Red?
Oh.
So one of the reasons I hate Angel Reese, I didn't always hate Angel Reese, by the way.
I'm not a big sexy guy.
I'm not a big sexy guy either, but I just hate the victim mentality she likes to play all the time. Like when she hit the one presser, she's like, they're always sexualizing me. Bitch, you sexualize yourself.
That's just Shaq.
What, I mean, Shaq, notoriously
Shaq is a whole.
Yeah.
You're Shaq in a small person's body. You and Shaq got the same.
Run this video. I just like, how can you cry about being sexualized when like we know she's got the fatty? She's been seen at the
got
Chicago concert. She
dumpers
at the
for
Chicago
sure.
games.
Shout out my boy Jalen Brown.
Look at the clap on that.
That big mama for real.
You know what I'm saying? You can't cry about being sexualized. You out here doing shit like that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And yes, it's fat. It's bigger than Sexy Reds.
That's what I'm talking.
She doesn't really know how to throw that bitch, though.
Bro,
That's
that bitch
kind of
is-
disappointing.
Oh no! Did you see it clapping?
Yeah, no. I don't know. We might have to see it again.
Yeah, I might see that one again.
Do we need to loop the
Slow-mo.
video?
We might have to loop.
You can turn it down a little bit if you want.
Yeah.
Big mama.
That bitch got some snapback to it.
That's
boy.
what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean honestly, it's like an ideal ass.
I'm a fan of
That part of her game.
women with big butts. Yeah, no, I'm a fan of Angel Reese's game for sure.
I see why the box out is crazy.
She can rebound
Yeah,
anything.
that's a great point. A shout out to Jalen Duren.
I'll watch her rebound all day.
Jalen Duren was boxing that out,
Shout out Jalen Duren
Yeah.
for sure boxing that out. Dude, Jalen Duren and
and it was a clean break.
Angel Reese would make a super baby.
Yeah,
That thing would come out of the womb 5'6", dude.
a mean power forward for sure.
That shit would be crazy. That would be like one of those videos where it's like, 7'3", 14-year-old dominates U14 league. That would be their kid.
I don't understand why we don't do that. Like
No
we could
way.
win every single Olympic medal
Yeah.
that ever existed.
We gotta
if
start
just-
breeding super
Yeah.
babies.
All right, relax, guys.
I'm not that one rich guy saying like I'll pay for
Tom
it.
Brady and Caitlin Clark.
I mean, that's you can say when you can pay for it though.
That's
like,
true.
He's like kind of loud.
Tom Brady and Caitlin Clark just make the ultimate facilitator.
The grittiest sports
Yeah,
player
just-
of all.
just-
Yeah,
the,
was Brady
the greatest
traumatized
locker
before
room
it?
athlete to ever
Just an
exist.
insane, sneaky athlete,
Just
dude.
kissing Brady on the mouth before he hits the field.
Where is it? Oh, yeah.
Glorilla.
DNC ENT says Glorilla and Xavier Legette are together.
Yeah, I saw the
Oh, wow.
Panthers
To be
post
a
on
fly on the wall during a conversation between those two, dude.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about
Just
that.
nobody knows what they're saying.
Nobody, they don't even know what
Beautiful
each
spur.
other said.
Beautiful spur.
She got a beautiful merger.
Beautiful music. Yeah, and then Xavier Legette, you know me. No, I don't even know how to do that.
His accent's fucking.
That's hard to do.
I've never heard it until.
Oh, man. You know, I love it's like
no, you can't even.
it's like Lomas, but
yeah.
way, way deeper.
Craziest part about Lomas is he's from Miami.
That is true.
Lomas's accent doesn't even make sense unless his family is all from like deep south.
Maybe.
But Xavier Legette's like his accent. I can't even. I mean, like you said, the deep voice puts some like extra on it too. Y'all don't eat coon.
I don't eat cane.
He like puts ours in there almost.
He does put
Y'all
ours.
don't eat coon.
Dude, the video of him, we got this cheeseburger, and then, but when he's talking about the German food,
Yeah.
we went to a steakhouse.
Them food was nasty.
Nasty.
I don't mess with it.
They didn't have any ketchup.
Shout out to Xavier
That's
Leggett.
dude. I love Xavier Legette. He's a big reason why I think the Panthers are gonna be dogs this year.
I like that. I want him as a Detroit Lion.
Me too.
What's his other
I wish I had a cool
Angela
accent.
Reese Tompkins.
Me too.
What
I
other?
would want to. I want
Angel Reese, good lord. I think that was the.
No, the other one.
Oh,
after.
yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
We should have done that one first, so.
Yeah, we delivered the good news.
Because we delivered the good news first. Now we got to talk about our opinion, which is that.
Hold on, shout out to Jason Kenyon with the super chat. Says, no wonder Reese can't get off the ground and get a 2-foot layup. She has a dump truck for a rear. Flabby clap isn't set.
Oh, come on.
Come
on, Chris.
Clap.
Let's see it again.
Yeah.
You see the shape on that thing?
That thing was snapping back.
Come
dude.
on.
It's no flabby
That's
clap.
exactly what you want. You're
He was talking
tripping,
back.
dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's just fat. It's just there. I mean, I don't know. That's,
Like, look at her thighs, too.
Yeah, you're a thigh guy.
I'm a thigh guy.
But that's great. That's a great observation.
The
on,
Xavier Leggett hockey
layups.
game was sweet.
Yeah, it was.
But,
the puck kept going towards him. He was like,
yeah.
hitting the matrix. We could dump this Angel Reese. I don't even, it's so
She
bad.
said Brittany Griner will beat prime Allen Iverson.
The prime grinder could be AI. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe if AI was dead.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if you shot Allen Iverson in the head before the event started.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking way, dude. First of all, she could not stay in front of him, not even a little bit. Second of all, he'd punch on that bitch, dude. He'd rise up. Like, what are you talking about?
For sure. It's not even a discussion.
NBA defender, all NBA. Michael Jordan couldn't stay in front of Allen Iverson. But you think
fucking phenomenal
But you
point.
think Brittany Griner can?
And you think she could dribble? She could like because they're saying she's probably going to back her down. I'm guessing that's the logic. But like you're acting like Allen Iverson's not going to steal it. One of the league
He's also
leaders
known
in
for that,
steals?
yeah.
He probably weighs more than she does. Like, I don't know if
Yeah,
she's just
or at
going to be
least the
able to
same.
back him
Oh
down.
yeah, that's true. I
Like,
didn't
she's
think
going
about
to try
that
to
part.
back him down. He's just going to stand there. And then, just poking. Like, I mean,
that was awful.
come on now.
That was awful.
Come on now. Is that better or worse than DeMarcus Cousins?
Worse.
Worse.
I don't know. I feel like they're both equally stupid.
Hey, they're both equally stupid.
Yeah,
Because,
but
like,
Allen Iverson's better.
she's
Like
going
you
to
said,
post up DeMarcus Cousins?
Off the dribble, AI is leaving that bitch done.
No way, dude.
It's just not even
Yeah.
like she gonna notice like the logo on the bottom of his shoes. Like I didn't know AI had that design. It's not even. It's ridiculous statement. Didn't even want to talk about it, to be honest with you. It's criminal. It's so criminal that we got to tell you guys about Vin Johnson.
Nice transition.
Well, let's do another one, and we got because Nick's not here.
Okay.
So we got to redesign.
Oh,
that.
yeah. Let me tell you about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where everybody can get full-body workouts in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. I did leg day today. Make sure you tap in. You can get the black card. Gets you in any Planet Fitness in the world. In the world. Ooh, I burped there mid-sentence.
I thought you were crying.
In the world, damn it.
Me, son of me, man.
2,500 locations. Planet Fitness. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
If you got a crisis, let Ven point the way. Step 1, verify with details and photos. Step 2, engage your attorney. Step 3, notify with your insurance provider. Get justice with Venn Johnson Law.
There you go. Look at that. Yeah, Rook.
Rook, I think you can like pull the mic.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Get it closer.
Everything falls over.
Yeah, it just explodes.
We will have Doc Macaroon on the show.
Shout out.
A little bit later today because he was in person at OTAs, so we get to ask him all the good questions.
He had a good conversation with DJ Reed. I saw him tweet that. So
DJ Reed.
Slot?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Did you hear what he said about Inez?
No, that was a Meek, right?
No, DJ Reed talked about Inez too.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to it. We have in the prep sheet as well.
And it's the menace.
A few little BS here too because we obviously started with basketball because I was clowning that finals and like you said, it really wasn't a good game until
the last 4 minutes.
And I kind of just had it on in the background. What?
Pamela Alexandria or what?
Who's that?
Some girl you sent her to me.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know her name. I just saw it and said it. I was like, oh, Spinny, appreciate this.
I definitely appreciate that.
All right. We had this conversation in the group chat a little bit earlier. Can you compare the 25 pace? I mean, obviously they can complete the mission for sure for it to be official, but like as you said earlier, there's not one clear star of this team that's the number one guy night in, night out. It's been
mostly Siakam.
Yeah.
For the Pacers, I mean, Halliburton, he's kind of hit or miss in these playoffs, and they haven't needed him to be the guy all the time. Excuse me, the guy all the time because their team's so deep. But yeah, if you're saying who's been their guy all season or all playoffs, it's been Pascal Siakam. Chris?
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up now because I'm pretty sure that this OKC Indy series mirrors a lot of the Pistons Lakers series in 04. It's just OKC doesn't have the previous championships with it.
Yeah.
But in terms of odds favorites, I think they're actually exact. So after this, I'll look it up and give you a number. But yeah, I think this is a team-oriented style basketball, and I love watching it. You know, I hate the Indiana Pacers. I hate that I feel like I'm falling in love with this team, but this team is so fun to watch night in, night out. They're never out of it. Everybody knows their role. They're committed. They're playing for the greater good of the game every single time they're playing. They're playing to win. They're so fun, man. I love the frenetic pace they play. They're like stylistically, they're kind of like enhanced or supercharged 7-second Suns. Like they really are. Like there's a lot of similarities. Yeah. Like they play so damn fast. They push the ball off of mates.
Fast too.
Yeah, and I actually thought the Thunder played a little too slow. I think they're trying to not get caught in Indiana's speed. And I think that's what Indiana does. It's almost kind of gimmicky, but yet it works.
Well, it's crazy too. Rick Carlisle, I feel like doesn't get his respect as like a head coach. That was weird.
That was crazy. I pressed 4 instead of 1. I didn't see that shit ever happen before. Hold on.
Oh!
Back to you.
Clip art ass transition.
Yeah, like a 90s don't do drugs commercial.
Drugs
More you
are
know.
bad.
No, Rick Carlisle's a dog.
Yeah.
He coached up the Pistons before Larry Brown got them, by the way, too. He led the Mavs past KD, Kobe, and then beat the Heatles. Like and then
that's the most legendary run of all time.
I swear, it's insane. And then obviously now too, like the style that Chris is talking about the Pacers playing hasn't been like his bread and butter. It's been different every time. He's an ultimate coach. I feel like they just didn't get enough respect. All-time coach, maybe the word I'm looking for there.
Is the hood of that car supposed to be like that? I'm sorry,
I don't know,
chat, but
I'm not a car guy.
Is a art. That looks
I'm
weird,
not.
dude.
Cars and shoes. A lot of men love them. I'm
a shoes guy.
I can appreciate nice ones, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not like, I gotta get that. I gotta have that.
Yeah, I'm a big shoes guy, not a car guy.
Yeah. Like when you have nice shoes, I'm like, nice shoes.
Yeah.
You know? It's just
I haven't bought a new pair of shoes in a while.
Of a hobby to fucking have, man.
Might have to soon though. But
yeah.
When my brother graduated.
Yeah, as your agent, I want a pair too.
When my brother graduated, and like him and his wife both graduated medical school at the same time.
Got some breaking news?
Well, not breaking news, but I was looking up that fact. Both the Pacers and Pistons have the exact same odds. They're plus 500 to win those series. So the 04 Pistons were plus 500. The Indiana Pacers are plus 500.
After game 1?
No, they were before. Now they're like plus 330 or something like that.
That is crazy.
Yeah. That's
pretty crazy comp. Obviously different, like pace, probably more offensive pace.
Yeah.
Way different.
Well, different styles,
different eras.
But that would be a fun game. That would be a fun series. Those two teams going 7.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look.
I don't know. I think the Pistons would dog walk the Pacers.
It'd be fun to watch.
The 04 Pistons.
It'd be fun to watch.
Against this Pacers team.
I was thinking that too.
Nothing.
Because I remember I heard this interview with Ben
Pacers team
Wallace.
is
They
deeper,
asked
though.
him like, "You think you could play the modern NBA?" He's like, I didn't fit the fucking era I played it.
Yeah,
I'm just a dog.
Yeah,
I got
absolutely.
confidence I'm gonna get it however they live it.
Defense translates.
Yeah,
dude, and Big Ben is athletic enough to run up and down the floor in the modern. Could you imagine throwing lobs to that dude? Just on top.
Sheed still stretching the floor too. Like, yeah.
Well, it'd be
Tayshaun shoots, Rip shoots, Sheed shoots. That's a modern NBA team. You got 4 shooters and a lob threat rim protector.
You'd be Sheed on Turner and then Ben on Siakam.
Probably
do that.
You might start with Sheed on Siakam.
Probably the other way around. Yeah, I'd probably put Sheed on Siakam or Tayshaun.
But that's an
He's
adjustment.
playing the perimeter either way.
Yeah. Or I'd put Tayshaun on Siakam.
Yeah.
It'd be the ultimate like bend versus break of the fact that the Pacers play at lightning speed. The Pistons were very like they want to grind you out, win 67-62. Like it would be a very fun series. The thing I think would favor Indiana, I think the Pistons would win too, but would favor Indiana is Indiana's bench was better. I know we had Corliss Williams 6th man of the year, like, but you're telling me like Darvin,
and Lindsey Hunter,
like Duncan, Darvin Ham, Mike James, like going against some of these guys that they have.
You better mention Lindsey Hunter's name.
Yeah, you better. Why the fuck haven't you mentioned Lindsey Hunter yet?
Well, because you mentioned him.
Okay.
So like once I started with Corliss, the 6th man, and then once you mentioned Lindsey, I was like, yeah, like, and kept it going.
Mike James and Lindsey would have tore those motherfuckers up, dude.
Yeah.
Those guys are dogs in any generation. Dante 151 with the super chat.
Breaking news.
Shout out Lindsey Hunter too, by the way.
Shout out.
Haven't seen him in a while. Lindsey's the man.
Anytime,
very cool dude.
Anytime we all disagree, I run. He's like, Dad.
Yeah.
Dad, Spinny said this.
Dude, Lindsey's the man. Fucking love Lindsey. Corbin Burns injury. Diamondbacks ace will have Tommy Johns miss the rest of 2025. Heavy blow to Arizona Diamondbacks. Yeah, dude, that was like sad. If you watch that, he knew when it happened. He threw a pitch and his elbow just exploded.
Fuck.
Like he throws the pitch, you see his like arm.
Is he
twitch.
one of those like side dudes?
It's like a 3/4 slot. It's not a full side, but it's not a full overtop. So it's like 3/4 arm slot. And you saw his elbow like twitch, and the pitch lost velocity, and you see him. He's just like, I'm done. My elbow exploded. It's
disgusting.
That shit sucks, man.
Shout out to TJ McConnell, by the way. I gained a lot of respect for him last night. He's just been doing that consistently.
TJ McConnell
I always used to hate, but he just keeps on fucking
sneaky
keeping
athletic.
on. Yeah.
Shout out to TJ McConnell's sister, dude.
Shout out to TJ McConnell's sister.
Yeah.
Thunder got the original TJ McConnell in
Caruso.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's the original, but he's
better defense.
Better defense, and he's
Papa
got a chip.
John's. Yeah.
Papa John's. Better defense, better headbands. Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Better bitches. My whip's better. My fit's better.
All right, let's go to break here. Tell us about merch, Chris.
If you need some Detroit sports merch, head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab day. Get yourself some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that, all teams, all season. Make sure you are tapping in for the best Detroit sports merch in the game. Get yourself a fly new polo like I got. I got a Woodward Sports polo. Cheap, comfy, love it. Get the best Detroit sports merch in the game at Woodward Sports.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
All right, boom, boom, boom.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Les Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC. They got deals for everybody. You can get a 2025 Envision Preferred all-wheel drive for $259 per month, or the 2025 Hummer EV SUV for $699 per month. Don't forget, 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation, $169 per month. Scan that QR code on the screen to see their massive inventory. Les Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. Les Stanford together. Let's ride.
Was it Caruso on the Cavs too? Was he there when they lost the Warriors? It was just the Lakers.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Dellavedova.
Yeah. Okay.
They all look the same to me.
Getting all your whites mixed up. Yeah, no. Caruso went to the Bulls after the Lakers, and then
my bad. Yeah.
He got the chip though. He got the bubble chip.
That's my bad. Definitely was thinking Dellavedova. What?
You fucker.
Hey, Chris, I sent that picture of this top 10 list from RotoWire, and I shout out to RotoWire. Like, I used to use them a lot for fantasy and stuff like that. This guy RotoPat is the one that made the list. I actually reached out to him.
3-on-3 said that's crazy racist.
I mean, they fit the same mold, kind of.
Not really, but
what do you mean? Dellavedova played. He was the Curry stopper.
I'd say Dellavedova is more of a point guard, but
smaller.
But
he's big, yeah, he's bigger
and
than
he was kind of like Fugazi, good at defense. Like he's the Curry stopper.
Non-stop pressure.
Caruso's actually a dog defense.
He's a fucking dog.
Yeah.
I love Caruso.
Yeah.
Nick said Chris said he guards Jokic, to put in perspective for sure. You got that list?
Yeah.
Look at this shit.
What is the list?
Pissed
what is
me
it?
the fuck off. General manager rankings. This is from RotoPat. Did reach out. Maybe get him on the show next week. This is crazy, and I don't know if I'm just like being a homer. I'm not. Being a homer.
You're not being a homer.
This
That's
is
the
rage
dumbest
bait, and it
thing I've
works.
ever seen.
That's ridiculous.
They keep doing it. We're feeding this, and I don't care because it's good for us and it's good for them. This is fucking stupid. Name one singular move that Gutenkust has done to be over Brad Holmes. A singular move that Gutenkust has done to be at the level of Brad Holmes, let alone above him. Shut up, dude. You suck. This is stupid. Oh, my God. Like, even DaCosta. No.
DaCosta's fair.
No. I mean, you want to put him over there? Okay, but no, it's not. But I wouldn't freak out about it.
No, it's fair. He drafted Lamar.
Gutenkust is so.
He drafted Lamar. He drafted Kyle Hamilton. I mean, that's probably his downfall.
You want to talk about drafts?
But Lamar, Kyle Hamilton, and Boudier, like DaCosta's nice.
Not as nice as Brad Holmes.
Yeah, he could probably be second behind Brad Holmes.
Behind Brad Holmes, yeah. It should be Roseman.
Brad could be anywhere from 2 to 3.
Put that back up, Chris. Put it back up. Brad should be 3. Or if you put him 4, I'm not going to be mad at you. But he's got to be 3 or 4. It's Roseman, Veach, and then Les Snead or Brad Holmes, I believe. Yeah. And if you want to put one over the other, even Veach, I mean, Veach has done a great job drafting and everything, but you got Patrick Mahomes. Even though, did he draft Patrick Mahomes?
No, he didn't. He inherited a great team. Yeah. Veach is a little bit overrated in my opinion. The one move that he made that like he could like, I guess I have some respect over, in my opinion, was the Tyreek Hill move, because it takes a lot of balls to even do that, and it worked out in his favor. He got Orlando Brown, the constant like rotation of offensive linemen and I guess pieces here and there, but like you did not draft Patrick Mahomes. You inherited the best quarterback. Some people argue he's the best quarterback of all time. You inherited that.
Yeah.
You don't get fucking credit.
And Andy Reid.
Yeah. You don't get credit for that from me.
It's
kind of the same argument for Veach. You inherited Aaron fucking Rodgers.
Yeah.
You don't get credit for that.
No.
I'm sorry. And I looked it up too. He's drafted 2 All-Pros in the entirety of his. Jenkins, I believe, was an All-Pro last year, and then Alexander. Brad Holmes in less time has drafted 4. And arguably, guys that maybe could have been. I think Brian Branch could be All-Pro. He hasn't got it yet. I think Aiden Hutchinson, had he been healthy last year, would have been All-Pro.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking way
Jamo's going to be an All-Pro
that you could put Gutenkust over Brad Holmes as your man.
There is literally nothing you can say that will realistically show even evidence to Gutenkust being a better general manager than Brad Holmes. There is not a single iota of evidence that would put him near Brad Holmes. I'm sorry. Gutekunst, the lick a dick, dude. There's no way, bro.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely fucking
Roseman was at number 1, burning issues, which is, yeah, Howie Roseman's probably the best GM in sports. But, yeah, Brad Holmes has got to be top 3, I think. And
he's top 5. He's not 5.
He's not 5.
That's
or
for damn
4.
sure. Like, and I clicked on the article just to read those specific guys, Gutekunst and Brad Holmes. The knock he had on Brad, which isn't even valid, and I reached out and was respectful, was that the last year, he's like, Brad had a picks in the 20s, and it was the greatest draft class. But it's because the roster's already so fucking stacked that he wasn't in need of any position. He's just taking the best player available. He's taking guys that he could sit on, like Giovanni Manu, that can then grow into your future left tackle. Like, it was that type of draft. And by the way, Terran Arnold, a rookie year, cornerback, like, you're not going to get
starting cornerback on a 15-win team.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, and by the way,
Christian Mahogany, 6th-round pick.
You want to talk about the lottery picks. Amon Ra St. Brown's a 4th-round pick.
Yep.
Turn All-Pro.
Kirby Joseph,
3rd-round pick.
Brian
Turn
Branch.
All-Pro. Brian Branch.
Sam Laporta.
Exactly. Brian Branch, who, by the way, they finessed away in a trade from
Brian Gutekunst.
Like, there's no fucking way you could have Gutekunst over him.
No.
Yeah, that pissed me off right away. And then the other disrespectful one on this list, too, straight up. Jason Light. Or Litt. However you say his name.
All the way down there?
Yeah, he's won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he recruited Tom Brady, got Rob Gronkowski out of retirement, grabbed AB. Like, that was a fucking super team.
Kalijah Cansey, Vita Vea, Bucky Irving, Chris
Winfield.
Godwin, Antoine Winfield. Like,
yeah.
Mike, did he draft Mike Evans? I don't know.
No, he did not.
But
I don't know.
Yeah. What was his reasoning for Gutekunst to be that high? There's nothing.
It's bad. It is awful. He's my only, and if you guys know Roto Pat, I don't know him. I'm not familiar with his work. Is he maybe a Green Bay Packers fan? Because there's just no fucking way Gutekunst even makes the fucking top 5 over half the guys on this list.
No,
I'm not taking him over any of these guys on this list.
No.
I can read the blurb if you want. It's how do you bridge a quarterback gap? I think that's what we give him too much credit for is Jordan Love, maybe. I don't know. But it's how do you bridge the quarterback gap? A lot of dart throws. For as much credit as Brian Gutekunst and the Green Bay Packers deserve for apparently keeping the Jordan Love faith from 2020 and 2022, one of the main reasons the transition from Aaron Rodgers has been so seamless is the Packers' ludicrous depth. Gutekunst is...
Ludicrous depth to be mid.
Thank you.
Like, they've got a bunch of... They don't have a number 1 wide receiver, and he's drafted 5 of them.
Where is their depth? I can't even tell what position group holds the depth.
That's their front seven's got some good depth. Their wide receiver room's deep, but again, not any elite talent.
This is all the guy coming off of... Who's the guy that fucking never started a game he drafted in the 1st round?
Oh, Lucas Van Ness.
Yeah. Whatever.
Backup Iowa defensive
end. And then I think didn't he draft a tight end the same? I thought the tight end was going to be good as well.
Yeah.
I think there's another Luke.
Luke Musgrave.
Thank you. You're fucking on it. Yeah.
Fuck
this guy. There's no fucking way he's top 5. I'm sorry. Gutekunst made a truly ridiculous 35 draft picks. Made a truly ridiculous 35 draft picks from 2022 to 2024. 27 of those players remain in the Packers ecosystem. Every team claims they focus on draft development. The Packers actually do it. Gutekunst also deserves credit for not becoming so blinkered in his approach that he literally never signs a free agent, a la his predecessor, Ted Thompson. Jacobs and Xavier McKinney were both key contributors in 2024. Where Gutekunst does run into a bit of trouble is reading. I'm just kidding, that's me. Committing to as strong as a vision on field as off it. Are the Packers going to let Love sling it or not? What is this receiving corps supposed to be?
Nothing.
He's never done anything with receiver, by the way. So anyway, what is identity on defense? Who is the leader on defense? It's not recent first-rounder Lucas Van Ness or Quay Walker. Maybe it will be 2024 second-rounder Edgerrin Cooper. That was a good pick.
Edgerrin Cooper is a good pick.
Gutekunst's team-building approach allows for unusually large margin of error. That's nice, but if there's one thing he's lacking, it's kind of high-end talent that wins conferences, not just a playoff game here or there.
So you put him above the guy that drafted an entire roster pretty much still on this team and drafted all pros. Yeah. So he did everything you just said about Gutekunst
pertains to Brad Holmes,
and he drafted multiple first-team all-pros.
And he's better.
Like, what are we talking about, dude?
He literally finessed Gutekunst in the process. Brian Branch was a trade he made with
Brian Branch would be the best player on the Packers defense right now, and we took him from them. Like, what are we talking about, dude?
Yeah. Wild list indeed. Brad Holmes.
Who made this list?
Roto Pat,
you're an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I asked him on.
I would put Quezzy above him.
No. Is Quezzy in the 10?
He wasn't in there.
I don't know if I put Quezzy. I don't even look at
Gutekunst
as a top 10 guy at all.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't put Gutekunst in the top 10. And I don't know if I'd put Quezzy like borderline top 10.
I put Brandon Beane over him
on
the Bills. I'd put John Lynch for goddamn sure over him.
John Lynch for sure.
What the fuck? Yeah, actually, yeah. He's been to a fucking Super Bowl.
Multiple Super Bowls.
He's transitioned from multiple different quarterbacks.
3.
That's insane. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is actually a shit list.
This is terrible, dude.
He's
got to be he's got to be from Wisconsin.
He's got to be a Packers.
He has to be. The literal only way you can explain Brian Gutekunst being, let alone a top 10 GM, but ahead of Brad Holmes, is you're either smoking crack or you're a Packers fan. That is the only way. Or you're racist.
Or you're racist.
Might be racist.
Or you're smoking dick.
Three ways. You smoke crack, you're a Packers fan, or you're racist. And I assume the overlap of those 3 circles is a lot bigger than people would like to admit.
Yeah, I'll read the blurb.
I need a Venn diagram of that. It's like crackheads, Packers fans, racists. It's probably a real big in the middle.
You should actually make that tweet.
Yeah.
Brad Holmes has overseen the Lions' best 2-year run since the AFL-NFL merger. Building a roster that makes 15-2 possible in Detroit is an accomplishment akin to Theo Epstein freeing the Red Sox and saving the Cubs. What makes it most impressive by NFL standards is that Brad Holmes has done so without what would be considered a true franchise quarterback. Jared Goff was perceived to be a stopgap throw-in to the Matthew Stafford trade. His wild overachievement has helped obscure what is becoming a key question. Can this team reach Valhalla with Goff under center? Again, the fact is even become a question speaks to wonders of Holmes and Dan Campbell's ability to what they have worked. But has taken on a greater urgency to following the first real adversity of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell's era, the loss of Ben Johnson. He goes on, his top 2 selections, Taron Arnold and his Raxter made 0 positive impact. Like Goff's plateauing, it's a reminder that sustaining an elite roster is an even more difficult task than building one to begin with. Holmes is yet to find a test he couldn't pass, though. The questions only get more complicated from here on out.
Did we not just go 15-2?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Did Taron Arnold not start literally every game last year?
He did.
I don't
think he missed 1 game.
And he's saying every single test he's passed, he's made all the right moves. He's made all the good decisions. So it sounds like he should be top 3 if you're saying everything he's done is right.
Yeah, Brad Holmes is top 5.
This guy is a Packers fan for sure, or a racist, or smoking crack. Yeah. Or all 3.
We got to make the meme. Yeah, I don't know, man. I thought that was very interesting. It pissed me off immediately. And
I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah. Last year, he ranked Holmes over Brian Gutekunst. Was he racist then? Says Stick Sucks. So how the fuck does it reverse then? Stick Sucks. Like,
because Brad Holmes is better than Brian Gutekunst. So no, he wasn't. He was right.
I just can't even like him. Gutekunst being top 5 is criminal.
It's idiotic.
It's wild.
It's idiotic.
You got to be a Packers fan to do some shit like that.
You got to be mentally retarded to do something like that.
Like even having him over a guy like fucking Lynch.
Yeah.
In San Francisco.
Yeah.
Who's been to the Super Bowl multiple different times.
Or Lit.
With different quarterbacks.
Or Jason Litt, who's won a Super Bowl.
Who also lost Tom Brady and transitioned that into Baker Mayfield. I don't want to say they're in contention.
They're in contention. Yeah.
Yeah. Roto, Pat, I don't know you. I wanted to show some respect, but you are kind of an idiot for this list. No fucking sense was being made on this at all whatsoever. You must have been drunk on some White Claw.
Must have been drunk on some White Claws. And if you want to get drunk on some White Claws with the heavyweights, all you got to do is come to Nemo's Bar June 13th. Come out and hang out with us to Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Presented by White Claw and Ben Johnson Law. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour. We're hitting a bunch of different spots downtown. The first time was McShane's. That was a lot of fun. We're going to Nemo's next Friday, so make sure you guys join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. White Claw Tigers Tour presented by Ben Johnson and White Claw.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone. The boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports. The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Attention sports fans. Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every Tuesday on Big D Energy and Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts, Dr. Jeff Pierce, here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit him at MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or give him a call at 248-426-9944.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on Sports.com. I'm Easy Joe by Small Rax. We appreciate you guys very much. Go ahead and smash that like button.
Smash.
If you want, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. If they want to climb up the chat and bitch about a fucking shit list. And by the way, shout out to Q-Ball93 of the Super Chat.
Shout out Q-Ball.
Look at the PFF new top 10 safeties list. Q-Ball, I did see that list.
I didn't.
It's to a point where I just don't even respect him enough to even talk about it
Isn't
anymore.
Kirby not on it?
No, Kirby's on it. He's just in a place where it makes absolutely zero fucking sense. I mean, we can go over it if you want.
I don't really give a fuck about PFF anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, at this point, you're making an obnoxious list to be talked about, and I don't want to give them that respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to give them the validation of even being worthy of talking about.
I mean, we had Rob Parker on the other day, so.
Yeah, but
that's pretty close.
Yes, we got to bitch
it'd be
out
great
PFF.
if it's so, it's so you could yell at them.
Yeah, that was, yeah. It's good content.
Yeah, I don't even, I don't know. I don't feel, I don't want to give PFF the fucking credit no more. Like, they're looking to do that shit at this point.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, they're asking about the national drug of white people in the chat. It's got to be meth, right? Like, meth is the white person drug.
You know, that's
right.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Like,
that's an accurate statement.
Yeah.
How would you rank Brad Holmes? In 200 likes, please. Numero uno, top 3, top 5. Top 3.
Top 3.
Like a majority of lists that aren't racist or on meth. If you're on meth, you'd actually have a good list. But majority of lists that aren't racist or on crack,
Yeah.
Brad Holmes is usually 2.
Yeah, most of the time he's 2.
Over Veach.
Over Veach.
And yeah, I can't
if you
give
put
Veach
Veach over him, I'm not going to
wouldn't.
freak out.
But I wouldn't.
But he's won a Super Bowl, so.
Yeah, but he's inherited one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
But
he's also done a really good job of navigating that contract and still putting out, kind of reworking what the Chiefs are to still be a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, but dude, also, I mean, look at the coaching staff alone.
Yeah, but like like McDuffie, Bolton.
That was good. That was a good pick.
What was the other? Snead.
Jarius.
What's the?
I'm gonna ask Google.
The dude from their defensive lineman. What's his name?
Karlaftis.
Karlaftis. Yeah, he drafted Chris Jones too, didn't he?
I don't know.
So can Brad Holmes, like, I know we got a couple draft classes now. We got this one that we just had. We have last year's that's still very much like wait and see approach. Can Brad Holmes end up being a number 1 without winning a Super Bowl, or does he have to punch one in to be number 1? I know he's
got to punch one in to be. I don't even know if punching one in would put him at number 1.
He did not draft Chris Jones.
He did not draft Chris Jones? Okay.
No, he drafted Creed Humphrey, Trent McDuffie, and Jarius Snead.
And
those are the only All-Pros he drafted.
Yeah. Bolton's really good, too. Karlaftis is really good. Rashee Rice looks like he's going to be good. So does Worthy. Yeah. But that's also kind of a thing of having Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback. But no, Chris, even if the Lions win a Super Bowl, I don't think Brad Holmes is the best GM in the league.
Even if these draft classes like continue to age well, like
unless Howie Roseman if Brad Holmes wins the Super Bowl, would that make him the best GM in the
Or
league?
does he need to?
He needs to for sure.
Yeah.
I think to be
Howie has
solidified
two
as number
Super
2.
Bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
with completely different coach, different quarterback. Like that's like.
So he has to have sustained
of.
success.
he's got to win multiple Super Bowls to be.
Howie's
over
might have to
Roseman.
retire. To be honest, he's kind of goated status in the game.
Howie's insane, and the way he's just consistently keeping this roster at the level it is.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yep. Again, to do that twice with different pairs of head coaching quarterbacks alone is just insane.
And the quarterback you drafted that was playing like an MVP gets injured before the playoffs, and you put in the backup you signed, and he wins the Super Bowl.
That's like
Carson Wentz was going to be the MVP.
And then you move on from the coach that fucking did that.
Yes.
Who beat Bill Belichick with a backup quarterback in the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, see you, Dougie.
And then you still won a fucking Super Bowl. Like, that's crazy. And I don't even like Nick Sirianni like that.
I don't like Nick Sirianni like that either.
I think he's more of like a rah-rah guy than next to no. I mean, clearly. After what we saw, departure of
when his guys left
Shane Steichen. Yeah. But obviously, they went and got more guys. Vic Fangio, one of the best in the league at defensive coordinator.
Yeah. They lost Kellen Moore, though. Who's their offensive coordinator this year now?
It's like, I think the quarterback coach or some shit like that. Yeah, I mean, maybe again, you know.
But they got Saquon now.
Yeah, Saquon helps everything.
A lot.
That's why I like.
Fuck! What do we do on first down? Give the ball to Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
second and 6. What do we do? Give the ball to Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, exactly. And they got a phenomenal offensive line too.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel good about our transition too. Is like the offensive line obviously look different now.
Yep.
But still, oh man,
it's all right.
I'm not gonna freak out. But it's definitely
not ideal.
Yeah, not ideal.
Not ideal to lose Frank.
Did you listen to Dan Skipper at all?
No.
He still says. I
had a lot on my plate today.
Tweaking.
Yeah, I was texting Easy like a lunatic last night.
Yeah, I felt like Nick. You were acting like a lunatic.
I felt like Nick. Yeah,
I thought Nick stole your phone.
Yeah.
I
was kind of joking, but also kind of not.
Yeah. The way Skip was talking, and again, we read it yesterday that Graham and some of the vets.
Hell yeah, Skip, keep puking or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, Skip. But he was kind of talking like the plan is for Tate to take over. I mean, obviously, they still got to compete.
Game 1?
No, he didn't say like straight up like game 1, but the way he's talking about the center position moving forward, he's talking about Tate.
Yeah, I mean,
which is the case, I guess.
He's your center of the future. Yeah. I truly believe that, and I don't think it'll. If it is, that means this kid's not just a big badass with a mullet. That means he's a smart fucking dude too.
Yeah.
Because it is an extremely complex blocking scheme, extremely complex run blocking scheme. So for him, if he's able to pick all of that up as the center and be able to call out blitzes and stuff like that, that would be insane. I find a hard time believing that he's going to be starting week 1 as center. But if he does, fuck, they might have struck gold even more than I thought. I remember people called me a madman for saying draft take Radledge. They called me crazy. They said, you just like him because he's got a mullet and a mustache.
Yeah, I think I said that about you, liking him.
Dude, I'm telling you, I pain you to find somebody more locked in with Brad Holmes' drafting acumen than I am in this city. Do it.
Me.
Jack
Outside
Campbell.
Tay Ratledge. Terrion.
That's true.
That's about it, though.
Tyreek Williams.
Yeah, that was actually crazy. That was a crazy pull. And thank God we did get him because I didn't realize Aleem wouldn't be back until December. Like, that's honestly crazy.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
I mean, because he got injured after Malcolm. They're talking about Malcolm's not going to be back till November. He got injured in December.
Yeah.
Kind of, I don't want to say we're cooked, but I don't know. This is depressing because Aleem's a guy who can take over games. It's a tough-ass schedule.
Jason Kelsey was a 6th-round pick, Art Vanderlee. Fuck. Yeah, Howie Roseman's a demon, dude.
Did Howie draft him, though?
He got drafted in, 2012?
Yeah, probably.
Because Kelsey's, he's been around for a minute. I'll look it up.
Dude, that dude exudes rich.
Yeah.
Did you see him walking around with his trophy wife?
No, was she
through
hot?
Birmingham. I mean, they're both old. It was an older couple. She was probably a smoke back in her day. Everybody I see walking down the street in Birmingham, I'm like, you guys.
Okay, so.
That's a very fair.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
2011 draft.
He drafted Travis Jason Kelsey. Yeah, dude. He's, like I said, he might be the best GM in sports. Howie Roseman's a fucking witch doctor, dude.
That's nuts. I did not know that. 6th-round pick, by the way, too.
Let's go to break. We'll come back. We're going to keep talking Lions. Oh, we got Doc joining us after we get back from break. Doc Macaroon. I'm excited for that.
Yes, sir.
Very excited for that. It's been a while, so it's going to be good to hear from
been a
Doc.
while.
Obviously, he's been on boots on the ground for OTAs, so we're going to ask him a lot about the Detroit Lions. He had a great conversation with DJ Reed, so we're going to talk to him about a lot of different things. But first, tell us about socials, Chris.
Let me tell you about socials. Listen, if you want to keep up with the best Detroit sports content, you know where to go. It's Woodward Sports. Give us a follow. YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, everywhere you get your Detroit sports content. Woodward Sports, the #1 digital network of Detroit sports, is right there delivering you live breaking news reactions from all the personalities you know and love. Make sure you're tapping in with us at Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Belegian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media. X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. The bad boys of Detroit sports media are here. We won't back down. We are Woodward Sports, Detroit's #1 sports network.
Caesar Sportsbook, guys. If you want to bet $1,000 on the Pacers to win the series at plus 300 and win $3,000, then use Caesar Sportsbook. You want to know why? If you use promo code Woodward1000, you get the $1,000 back when it doesn't happen. Because OKC's coming back and they're going to thunder down on them. Hate to bring the energy down in the room for my guy Craig, but I don't give a. Use the promo code Woodward1000. Caesar Sportsbook. Check it out. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live, WoodwardSports.com. Me's my Raxter.
What up,
Chris?
though?
Nicholas Kohloff is not here. He's at the Tigers game. We got Luke Skywalker in the building. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream.
Share it.
We're going to BS a little bit until the doc gets here.
Got a couple minutes before Doc hops on.
So, essentially, the PFF stuff that I did not want to talk about because we have time to kill, though, we will talk about. Okay, you don't?
No.
All right.
It's going to take more than 2 minutes.
Do you think he was top 5?
No, he's not top 5, right?
Yeah, he was 6th.
Who's... I fucking hate PFF, dude. I swear to God, I'll firebomb their headquarters, allegedly. Allegedly. That's just like they had a good thing going. PFF really had a good thing going, and they just fucked it all up.
I mean, they're in the business for clicks, man.
Yeah.
They do what they got to do, I guess.
I guess we do, too.
Yeah, but we don't. Yeah,
I've never said.
But when we make a list like that, we're not like doing it for clicks.
I've never said or made anything.
We do thumbnails for clicks.
Yeah, we do thumbnails and titles
for clicks.
Yeah. Nothing I have ever said or any list that I have ever made, I was doing for. I wholeheartedly believe.
My opinion has never been for clicks.
No,
I may talk shit to Jared Goff fans, but that's just I'm a natural troll. I troll a lot. To be honest with you, that's how I break the ice. A lot of people I know, but like, yeah, no. By the way, number 2 on that list was Xavier McKinney. To put in perspective for you. Who's good, but he's not the fucking second best safety in the league.
He's not the best safety in his own division.
Yeah.
He's not the second best safety in his own division.
I'd argue he's like the 3rd best safety in the division.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Jesse Bates, number 3, which
That's fair.
You know, whatever. Antoine Winfield was 4. That's also fair.
Who was 1?
Number 1 was Kyle Hampton.
Okay.
Can't really argue with that.
No. Listen. Again,
McKinney was just a little too
if
he's still good.
If you want to put Kyle Hamilton over Kirby Joseph, I don't agree with you, but I'm not going to freak out because Kyle Hamilton is an extremely good player. If you want to put Jesse Bates over Kirby Joseph, I'd freak out a little bit, but I can see where you're coming from because Jesse Bates, having Kirby Joseph 6th is just stupid, dude. Like,
who's at 4 and 5?
Antoine Winfield is 4. Brian Branch is 5. Which I think
shout out Brian Branch. Yeah, but
I would rank Brian Branch over Kirby.
I wouldn't.
He plays all around phenomenal, everything. He's a better.
He can do it.
I
The
think
most
Kirby
valuable thing a
is-
safety can do is get an interception.
Interceptions are the most important.
So,
Turnovers are the most important thing about football, and nobody creates more turnovers than Kirby Joseph.
that's why I'd rank him over. But I get what you're saying.
But Kirby's not tasked with the things that Brian Branch is tasked with.
No, for sure.
For sure.
They're different.
And Brian Branch executes every single one of those to like a high elite level.
Yeah,
I get you.
but
So like overall, I think Brian Branch.
I'm putting Kirby over him.
Kirby's like the primetime opportunist, and he can lay a
ball
lick on
hawk.
you too. Ball hawk for sure.
Yeah.
Probably.
The best ball hawk in the NFL, and it's not close.
Yeah, I'd say that. I had no problem saying that actually at all.
Yeah, he led the league in interceptions last year. He's led the league in interceptions since he got into the league. The guy, Kirby Joseph, is the best center fielder in the league. If you have a single safety over Kirby Joseph that is a free safety that is tasked, you're stupid. Like Kyle Hamilton, Brian Branch, those guys are different. They're tasked to do different things. So if you say that makes their skill set better, whatever. That's an argument.
Yeah.
You can have it. I'm not freaking out about it.
Yeah, it's like a pound for pound thing.
But to have another free safety over Kirby Joseph is just no. I don't believe you.
Yeah, it's like having another beat reporter for Lions over my guy John the
Macaroon.
Don Doc Macaroon.
Not a chance.
What up, man?
Fellas, it's great to talk to you. How are you guys doing? First and foremost, we got to set some rules. If the Spartan dog is here to attack me for my Lions takes, he brought out the attack dog earlier this week with Rob Parker. It's vacation time.
Yeah.
I don't need the, what'd you say about this? Let's have a nice, fun conversation. I'm not in the mood to defend jack shit. It's a good day. It's a Friday, baby. What's happening?
Absolutely, Doc. We're not. I was coming at PFF for putting Kirby Joseph at 6th on their.
Yeah,
safety
what'd you make of that? Did you see that? I didn't want to give it attention because they just do it for clicks at this point.
Listen, it's if you don't put Kirby and Brian 1, 2, top 3 at worst, it's an embarrassing list. These lists are fun. I do get a sense that PFF puts out some of these rankings knowing that Detroit fans get really upset when they see that their top guys are not in the top 10. The one I think that was worse was Penei Sewell, like not in the top 5. I thought
that was
absolute dog
insane,
shit.
dude.
So that's why we don't visit PFF as much as you should visit Detroit Lions on SI.
There you go.
Hey,
there you go.
And you got an article out right now. You had a one-on-one with DJ Reed. How'd that go?
Yeah, man, it was wild. Yesterday, it was indoor practice, so it makes it a little tougher to get players because they have the players to the side. I knew I wanted to talk to at least one veteran before the 5-week break. The Doc's on a break, man, finally.
That's
My
awesome.
first
Enjoy it,
real
Doc.
day off since July of last year. It's crazy. I've enjoyed it. It's fun. We'll still put out content, but it's not as intense per se. But, yeah, I saw him coming off the field. I know a lot of the reporters wanted to talk to offensive linemen. But I wanted to talk to DJ Reed, get a sense of what he was about, kind of learn a little bit about his story coming to Detroit. It was great. I think that he's a player that came from New York, and that was probably not a fun situation with all the pressure and the losing. Now he comes to Detroit, and he said to me, he's like, this is like a football utopia. Guys hold each other accountable. It's fun. We laugh and joke in the secondary room. There's a bunch of young guys that probably giving him more life and energy. He said, this is the most fun. He told his sister, this is the most fun I've had since I was a kid, having fun playing football. He's like, when there's time to relax, we do that. We have fun. But when it's time to coach, take notes, and learn, everybody's locked in from the head coach all the way down to the equipment manager. So he used a word I've never heard a player say. He said, this is football utopia playing in Detroit. And if that translates to excellence on the field, that'll be great. He told me his goal is, he's like, you know what, Doc? Last year, to get no interceptions, none. He's like, I want to be around the ball. I'm doing as much work as humanly possible to get around the ball, get some interceptions to help my team. And if you want to check out what his plans are for the next 5 weeks, very unique situation for a couple of weeks for him. And check it out, Detroit Lions on SI. And also, too, I included the audio so you can hear how I asked the questions.
Shout out.
That's why you're the best in the game.
Not all of us are so good at reading, you know? Yeah. Doc, you've been there watching him. How's he looking in the actual OTAs and coverage?
Yeah, look, I think that's why they brought him in. He's versatile. I think he's experienced. He's got a chance to do a lot of different things in both press man and in zone. I like what he brings to the table. I think he's got a swagger to be able to go out there and handle business. And I think, first and foremost, you have a veteran who's seen a lot of different things playing out there in the AFC and playing with the Seahawks. You have a chance now to teach Terry Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw a little bit about the league and how to handle business. So I think it's a great addition. You see the competitiveness that he's got. The first week, he kind of flew under the radar. I wasn't watching. I was watching more of Ennis and Jamison Williams. But this time, just kind of watching him at practice, move about his business. A true pro, understands everything that he needs. Look, let's be honest. I think he's an upgrade over Carlton Davis. And so if he can stay healthy, I think there's a chance that the investment the Lions made will pay off. No doubt about it. I think that Amik Robertson called Carlton Davis, they're still friends, called him Big Money Carlton. Well, Big Money DJ Reed, I think, is flashy. I like his profile on social media. He's a good follow, and I think he's a good dude too. Answered all the questions honestly and openly.
And you mentioned Ennis Rakestraw there, and that's a guy that's been getting a lot of talk from a lot of different people. Yourself, Dan Campbell, Amik Robertson, DJ Reed have all talked about him. How much of a dog? Obviously, last year at camp he was great as well, but he's really turning it on again. Can he be fighting for a starting spot on this defense?
No, he's not going to be a starter, but I think he's going to have an opportunity to get some reps out there in some certain packages. Look, the reason why I put him last week as a player that impressed, even though there were some plays he gave up, he dropped an interception, he came back in another team period. The first team period that we saw wasn't the best, gave up some coverage, gave up some passes, but then the next one he was right around the football in tight coverage. So he's a gamer. He's somebody that I think is looking to prove everybody wrong. Look, his first year, clearly, he'll admit it, didn't go right. He was injured. He battled injuries the first year. He didn't get a chance to showcase what he was about. And for a player like him, a second-round pick, he wants to showcase what I'm about, that I can play on the outside. I can play nickel. I can do a bunch of different things. He does a lot of good things well. I think he's fluid. He moves well. I think he's got the ability to react. And look, even though he got torched on film on video by the social media team and guarding J-Mo, look, it's going to be a tough guard for anybody in the National Football League to guard J-Mo. You see him basically going 84% speed, and he could blow by most anybody. It was wild to see. You see that highlight? J-Mo didn't even hit top speed. He didn't even hit top speed, and it looked like he was easily able to beat Ennis Rakestraw. But that's valuable learning experience. You want that to happen in practice as opposed to live game reps. But he's going to learn on the outside to be able to give the Lions flexibility in certain packages against certain matchups. You can put him out there, and hey, it's the NFL. Just like Terry Arnold, it's baptism by fire. When you get your chance, you better showcase what you're about.
And yeah, you just mentioned another guy everybody's talking about, whether it be Johnny Morton, Dan Campbell, Scotty Montgomery, yourself, all of the defensive backs. Jamison Williams seems like a man on a mission. I've come out and say I think he's going to be a first-team All-Pro receiver next year with what he's going to do.
You said All-Pro?
Oh, yeah, first-team All-Pro. I said it yesterday.
Oh, damn.
What have you seen out of Jamison Williams that's made him look so different?
Yeah, easy. You got to listen up when the Spartan Dog talks.
I guess so.
First team All-Pro. Don't turn off the ear. That's the best part of the show. When Spenny says, "Hey," when the Spartan Dog says, "Hey, J-Mo's going to be a first team All-Pro," Easy's like tuning out. He's like, "What?"
He never listens to me, Doc. We talk about it all the time.
Listen to the man. Now, that's a little bit of a lofty goal, but why not? Look, Jamison Williams got stronger. Look, he's got the bravado. He's a player that really wants to be great and truly loves playing football. And I just think that he's got the talent to be able to do it. When you look at it, this offense with John Morton, I think, is going to get him the football a lot more. He's going to get the home run targets. I want to see what else they do with him, because clearly, he's going to be around at least the starting point. This is the floor. Is about 50 catches, over 1,000 yards. What are they going to do in the intermediate? Does he get more than just the deep bombs? Because there's going to be opportunities where he's going to torch and make the life of these cornerbacks a nightmare because of his pure speed. He's going to be a joy to watch. He's going to be worth the price of admission for those of you guys paying $300 to $500 a ticket. He's a guy that's worth it. I would pay, if I had to pay, okay, maybe one of the reasons you'd go out there to Ford Field and pay that big box office price is Jamison Williams. And I think that he's a guy that is going to be hungry to potentially, whether it be in Detroit or somewhere else. And there are options we can talk about. The Lions have the option to keep him here this year and 2 more years. because of the fact next year is the year of his 5th-year option. And if you want to use the franchise tag in 2027, you still have a chance to see Jameson Williams grow for the next 3 years. So there's no real rush to make him a massively paid wideout when you can get another one in a couple years in the draft. There's so many. And Brad Holmes said it's the easiest position to restock. And it's true. It's a pipeline. The wide receiver position is just flourishing across the board with size, speed, and talent. But J-Mo has all the opportunity in the world to shine. And I think the Lions are going to give it to him. Look out. Spencer's right, man. There's opportunity for big things happening. So, Easy, hope you listened. Big things ahead for J-Mo.
So sounds like you're on board with him being wide receiver 1 over Amon Ra this year.
That's the tough part. When I listened in terms of production. Here's the thing, though. Amon Ra, I'm not going to call him a slot merchant, but what I'm going to say is he's a guy that's going to be always around the 5 to 10 yard mark. It's easier to complete passes to him than it is the 20-yard pass to Jameson Williams. I just see volume and creativity and productivity with Amon Ra. So it's pick your poison, right? It's J-Mo, Amon Ra, St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs. Plenty of mouths to feed. But I just think that the connection is so strong with Amon Ra, St. Brown, and Jared Goff. I just see the production numbers. It's hard-pressed when the $30 million guy. No, there's going to be times where teams double J-Mo more. They want to take him away from the offense, and that should open things up more for Amon Ra. But there's going to be games where Amon Ra is a little bit less used. But I'll say this. If you guys go back and watch all 17 games last year, I just finished rewatching all the games. The games where Amon Ra wasn't targeted as much, the offense didn't flow as well.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that he's a guy that can get yards after the catch, moves the chain, and keeps the offense on the football field. So that's a tough skill set to say, hey, if you're John Morton, you're like, yes, I'm going to dial up passes to Jameson Williams, but I can certainly trust that my bread will be buttered by passing the ball to Amon Ra St. Brown. So if you're asking me my honest prediction, don't attack me. Amon Ra St. Brown is number 1.
And
he's just so consistent, man.
So consistent.
And you gotta play the offense that way with JG.
And he fits Jared Goff's play style so well. Another guy that fits Jared Goff's play style so well that kind of took a step back last year, but I feel like that was just because the emergence of Jameson Williams, is Sam Laporta. He's mentioned it that he wants to take that next step as a tight end, and I think that's more of the option route stuff that you see Kelsey do with Mahomes all the time. What has Sam Laporta done to kind of take that step, or is he coming with a new bravado?
Yeah, no, look, I do think that it's interesting because in looking at how the 2024 season went down, it was not the season I would have expected. I would have expected a huge leap from Sam Laporta last year. I would have expected a lot more statistical numbers, but he battled injuries. He wasn't used as much. And look, I know everyone loves blocking. The Lions love the blocking tight end, but this is a star player.
Yeah.
So John Morton, I think we saw it at OTAs, was getting him the football. And I think St. Brown said it too, that, last year was a down year for Sam Laporta, but he said, look, this guy's a dog. And this guy's a guy that can get out there and earn a lot of receptions. So, listen, I respect the big blocking Brock Wright tight end, but this is a Ferrari. This is a guy that you give him the football and you make him the security blanket for this offense. And I do think that Ben Johnson got away from a weapon last year until late in the year. If it would behoove John Morton to get Sam Laporta a lot of targets, because I do think it opens up a lot of different things. Expand the route tree, expand the targets, make sure that Sam Laporta gets back to the productivity, because we know he's way more than just a blocking tight end. Yeah, it's important. It's a fundamental piece. Dan Campbell clearly is going to emphasize that, but I think John Morton will utilize Ben Johnson didn't get, I think, the maximum value in 2024 that I think John Morton will this year.
Yeah, and speaking of bread and butter in this offense, it's the play action. And a lot of that's going to be changing now, or the expectations behind it with that offensive line. What are your expectations with all the weird and wonky stuff we do between play action, pulling guards, and all the kind of crazy blocking that we were doing with Ben Johnson last year with these young guys?
Yeah, no doubt, right? The doc was trying to golf, have a good time, fellas, on a Monday, right? I'm having a good time. My swing was actually looking
good.
Athletic. Yeah, it was looking good. And first couple holes, I'm in the fairway. I'm not in the trees. I'm excited. I'm talking junk to Brad Galley. I'm like, look, my golf ball's in the fairway here. I'm like young at the top of my lungs in Detroit. I'm excitable. I like playing golf and not being in the woods. And then all of a sudden, the news broke about Frank Ragnow. I'm like, You mother, you of all the days you chose to retire Monday, I was like, no, not today. But look, the man, cares about his health, his well-being beyond the playing field. And look, you can't, in that violent sport, if you ever have any doubt about playing, just like Easy, in the UFC, if you have doubts that you got to train and get up and go, you got to hang it up, because that's when in the UFC you get your ass tagged and you're laying on the ground and you're staring at the lights. For Frank Ragnow, look, he had an inoperable foot condition, and so he spent hours and hours and hours in the training room. He didn't practice for the better part of 2 years, and so when you evaluate all that and your bank account's filled and it's you're doing all right, and you just, it's tough when you have those doubts to get back on the field. It's tough to. I don't blame him for making that decision. You're set for life. Go enjoy your family. Go fish. Create content. Have some fun. Do whatever you want to do with your life. He's on the winning side of the National Football League. But now, turning our attention to the field, that's going to change some things. I do think that clearly Graham Glasgow and Tate Ratledge are competing for the spot. Cologne might get an opportunity as well. Maybe Colby Sorsdahl or Kingsley Iguakun have a chance to get into that rotation as well. But to me, the two leading horses are Graham Glasgow and Tate Ratledge. And I don't think there'll be a big drop-off in terms of at least the calls and recognizing blitzes and things like that. There may be a dip a little bit running up the middle or a couple blitzes that you might not expect to get through if you go with a young rookie. But those will be learning mistakes that if Tate Ratledge is the guy, he'll pick up quick. You don't draft Tate Ratledge and play him at center and give him all those reps, first team in OTAs, if you don't think he's got a skill set that can quickly develop. And the blessing is he doesn't have to start on June 5th and be the guy. He's got a whole month of relearning everything and a whole training camp where he can make a lot of mistakes and play against some good opponents and learn. And so it might be a closer competition than we all expect, but I don't think the offense is going to change so much. But I would expect, again, the first quarter of the season, those first 4 games, the offense might not be in as much rhythm as we would expect. I expect this year to be a year where the Lions peak in the second half of the year and make their push. They'll peak in the second half of the year.
I like to hear that.
Yeah, you think you see like a quicker release or just like those quick out passes in situations to be in the season?
Yeah, look, listen, it doesn't take rocket science. You got Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. You pound the rock and you run towards the right side behind the greatest right tackle in the NFL. In Penei Sewell, he'll find ways to open the hole, and he'll find ways to open lanes for the guys there on offense. So you start off the year, you establish that run, you make the defense try to figure you out with all the options that you have, and then I think Jared Goff definitely early on to get into rhythm in some games. Early passing, that's the best way to get a quarterback in momentum is early passing, screens, things intermediate to get them into rhythm, and then you expand and get going once the defense starts showing you what they're about. And guys, look, Jared Goff's going to get more of ownership of this offense, so I think he's going to get into a lot of plays that he likes, and so that's a lot of quick passes, a lot of passes where he can precisely get St. Brown and J-Mo opportunities to get yards after the catch.
And, Doc, I think the biggest acquisition that any team in the NFL made was the Lions getting healthy Aiden Hutchinson back. And obviously he's got the leg sleeve on, and people are saying, oh, look at him. He looks all good. He's always been gumpy. He's never been this fluid athlete. He's always had a little chop to him. How has Hutch looked since coming back and being ready to go?
Yeah, no, that's a position we're all watching, right?
Yeah.
Marcus Davenport, Aiden Hutchinson, Ahmed Hassanin. We're looking at those defensive ends and hoping that they can produce at a high level. And look, I said it, and listen, and you guys know my social media account, a little bit of sarcasm, but there was truth to it, so it made it funny to post. But yes, Marcus Davenport is in the best shape of his career. He looks good out there. And if he's healthy, he is freakishly athletic, fits the mold of a defensive end. So fingers crossed, he stays healthy because he'll benefit from playing across from 97. Look, Aiden's the man, and he's fluid, strong, looks like Aiden Hutchinson of old. And that can be, look, Brad Holmes is banking on the fact that, look, all these reporters, Doc was on his ass going, hey, where's that other defensive end? We want more, as we should. Our job is to always want more, and his job is to answer for the roster decisions that he makes. And he's got a lot of legs to stand on, except for the defensive end spot, the opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. Now, it doesn't mean, and I think where people get lost in the conversation is, you don't have to go from Aiden Hutchinson to a guy at the exact same level. But you were trotting out there James Houston trying to get out there and cover, which he couldn't do. And they tried to make him a 3-down defensive end. It just didn't happen. He was a one-trick pony. It was a great trick to have, but he wasn't a complete defensive end. And so what fans are wondering is, okay, maybe you're not going to get a $40 million defensive end, but you need somebody to get after the quarterback and pressure the quarterback. And hopefully it's Marcus Davenport, because that position across from Aiden, you can get more out of. Now, I think that we do have to credit the Lions. They got a lot of pressures. That's a good sign. That's a good starting point. But sacks are also a negative play that put an offense in tough situations. So I'm of the opinion that you can upgrade at defensive end at all times. And hopefully Marcus Davenport's the answer, because you're banking on Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport doing a lot of things early on. And look, guys, Aiden's back. So put all the accolades you want. Defensive Player of the Year, over 10 sacks. I think he'll have an opportunity if Davenport and some of the young guys start to develop like Tyleik Williams sooner rather than later. Aiden Hutchinson's going to produce and make everybody happy.
Yeah, I think a lot of that pressure came from simulated situations, blitzes. One of the guys that were great at that was Alex Anzalone. He's sitting out. You just got 9.2 back and Frank Ragnar retiring. Will he get paid, or will we add another edge rusher so we don't have to blitz as many people?
Yeah, no, that's a big question, right, is Alex Anzalone. Look, he didn't participate in OTAs last year, but it's clear. And some of these contract situations, I know when they start being talked about, fans get a little bit upset. But these guys have a right to look at their situation. And in the Frank, just real fast with Frank Ragnow, just because he may have been looking at his contract, why wouldn't he? If for example, just common sense, if I sign a deal and let's say it's for $50,000, and then 1 year later you guys sign deals for $250,000, I'm going to look at that and be like, well, I'm happy where I'm at, but damn, in 1 year someone else is making 5 times as much money. You're going to look at that naturally. We're all competitive. We're all normal people, and they all talk. They all know that the highest paid center right now is making $18 million, and Frank would have been making $9 million. Now, to the degree that he would hold out or quit because of it, I doubt it, but you look at it and you go, man, I'm sure in his head, and his boys tell him, if he's got real friends, man, you might have signed that deal a little early. The market doubled with you in it. So I don't think that it would have been that big a deal if he was unhappy with his contract. He's a human being. He's normal. Now, same thing with Alex Anzalone, to put it into context. He's a guy that's busted his ass, been the leader of this team, seen the tough times, broke his arm for the Lions, and the defense struggled without him. And he put out there, hey, I'm asked to do 5 different things as a linebacker. Nobody else is asked across the league to do this thing. And then he looks and he sees a Fred Warner making $18 to $21 million. He's like, whoa, okay.
Or even Derek Barnes.
Or even Derek Barnes, yeah.
Making more than him now.
Derek Barnes making 8. Derek Barnes making 8. He's making 6. So I know everybody says, well, he signed it, but the rationale that the players will use is, well, if I stink, they're going to ask me to take a pay cut every single time. So when I outperform my contract, I just want to have that security that, hey, I do the job and you pay me accordingly. And I think they will. Now, the issue at hand is, could there be a disconnect between what he wants? Does he want 11, 12? Maybe the organization wants to pay him between 8 and 10. Those are discussions that will be had and will be hashed out over the next couple months. That's why you have an opportunity to have those discussions. There will be some tough thoughts to be had. I do think maybe he maybe wants 2 extra years, and maybe the Lions only want to give him 1. Maybe the dollars aren't exactly close, but I do think eventually the dollars are there. The Lions saved north of $10 million on Frank Ragnow. The cap is going up $25 million every single year. An additional year at $10, $11 million for Alex Anzalone should not be a problem. I just think that the way it's going down is everybody's waiting for Aiden. All right, Aiden, how much are you asking for? Is it 38, 39, 40, 41, 42? If Aiden's like, listen, pay me 45 and I want to be at the head of the market for a little bit of time so that I don't fall behind, then you got some issues, because you got rainy day funds you want to keep. You're looking ahead for others as well. So I think probably, in my humble estimation, Aiden gets first, and then the dollars will flow to the rest of the team.
And Doc, before we get you out of here,
Can we keep you? I don't keep him.
You want to stay for another one?
I have nowhere to be, guys. I enjoy the time.
Okay, beautiful. Then we're gonna keep Doc. We're gonna go. We got some
Can we
breaks
go break
to
real
clean
quick?
up.
Is that
Yeah.
cool?
All good.
All right, let's clean up these breaks, and then we'll get back with Doc Good, because I want to ask him about Derek Barnes, and I saw someone wanted to ask him about Giovanni Manu.
I want to ask about Terrion.
Terrion, too. Yeah, we got it's Lions season, baby.
Yeah,
okay, we're going to go to break real quick. Let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut for one of our lovely, talented stylists. You can get a hot lather neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment, all of that wrapped into one in the King's treatment. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. It's wicked awesome.
And let me tell you about Jars Cannabis. If you guys like to relax after your workout, hit up Jars Cannabis. They got the top shelf quality, unmatched variety, priced for you, the people. There's locations all across the state of Michigan. Just visit shopjars.com to find one near you. And if you're in Milan, Madison Heights, or Grand Rapids, there's one coming to you soon as well. Visit @jars_life for their best deals. Or again, shopjars.com to find one near you.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How would you guys like to sit back and relax and watch the Lions game in your massage chair that you got from the one and only Dr. Eric Duncan, leader in the Massage Chair Reviews channel when it comes to YouTube? All you got to do is visit massagechairhouse.com. Visit the website, scan the QR code above me, or you can visit them in person at the corner of Long Lake Road in Woodward and Bloomfield Hills at massagechairhouse.com.
And let me tell you about Mad Packs. They are live now in stores. Go to getmadpacks.com to figure out which dispensary near you you can find them at. They've got regular weed. It's just the Mad Packs. They've got the Blizzard THCA Moon Rocks. Insane. They've got these Boom Shakalaka Tarantulas. If you want to just check out for a night, smoke half of one of those tarantulas and you'll be good. They also got the high-low infused pre-rolls. It's Mad Packs in stores now. Go to getmadpacks.com to find out where you can get some today.
Get some.
Get some.
What up? Welcome back. I'm Easy. Spin more racks. We got the doc join with us too. I did the poll, Spinny, to see what they want to talk about next. It's Gio Bonu by a landslide.
Gio Bonu by a landslide, Doc. It came out. I don't know who put it out. What was it, Doc? Somebody put it out that he's the backup left tackle.
Oh, Tim Twentyman put out the
Tim Twentyman.
The veterans are resting. He was in the left tackle.
So since Taylor Decker was out, he was getting the first team reps at left tackle. I think if you've been paying attention to his social medias, every time he's in the gym, every time he's working out, he's there with Taylor Decker. I think that's what he's waiting in the wings to take over that role for him. Giovanni Manu, what is he looking like, and is that a true assessment? Is he going to be the left tackle of the future?
What do you guys vote Manu? There's no pads yet. It's a hard answer.
No, it's very interesting. A lot of people want to pay attention to the offensive line, but real fast, are you guys in my prescription drawer pill? I also got the Boom Shakalaka, but it's not weed. It's the enhancement performance that you can have when you get older. You know what I mean? You can handle business like a rock star when you get to be the elevated age. Not that I couldn't. That was the Boom Shakalaka time.
How quick does it work? You gotta wait like 30 minutes, or is it kicking right away, or what?
No, I'm still lucky, man. The blessing is I'm full of testosterone. You guys know. I don't need anything just yet. But from what I'm hearing, you don't need to be diminished to have some fun and use some enhancements.
J-Mo did it.
I'll report back if I ever use an enhancement. You guys will be the first to know.
Doc, okay, I had an idea, Doc.
Doc's Enhancement Review Channel.
Doc, I had an idea of, Hot Ones? Don't
even, no, what are you doing?
All right.
It's also an awful idea.
Maybe another day, Doc. But Giovanni Manu, how has he looked?
Yeah, look, I also had it too in the observations. We all wrote basically because it was a walkthrough. There was not much to report other than who was playing on Thursday, who was playing where, and it was Manu, and you had an opportunity to see him on the left side. Mahogany, number 73, next to him at guard, and then you had Ratledge at center. You had Awosika at the right spot mostly, and then you had Dan Skipper, the monster there at the right side. That was what we saw for the most part in a light practice. Now, look, the first week I was definitely paying attention to Manu because he stands out. You wanted to see him because Kelvin Shepherd was bringing the heat that first week. He was bringing the pressure from a lot of different spots, and I thought Manu anchored well. I thought his hand placement, I thought he gained confidence. I thought that there was no defensive end that was just blowing past him. They were trying different moves, but his skill set probably will indicate that he's got a chance to be a rotational tackle in the league. I don't see him playing guard because of his skill set and his size. You don't see too many guards playing at that size, but Dan Skipper's been a rotational fit along the offensive line. I think he gained confidence working with Taylor Decker and going out there to the offensive line facility and getting after it. And look, he was raw. When we say raw, similarly to Hassanin, like we're talking about, you got to learn the position and then you got to get to basically this year is his rookie year in essence of football, where last year was just a lot of meetings, a lot of opportunity to learn conceptually the position because he wasn't playing the highest level in Canadian football. So now he's seen NFL football. He knows what his body type needs to be. He knows what kind of athletic shape he's got to be in. He's got the physical tools. Now, when he puts it all together, I think he'll have a spot to develop. He'll be somebody not to worry about. The player you got to worry about is Broderick Martin. He has slimmed down. He's athletic, but we haven't seen him out there. And it's unfortunate. I wanted to see him. We got a chance to see him briefly. He's slimmed down, but he's a guy that's on the bubble clearly and needs to have a big camp because he's getting passed by a lot of people. Lopez, Tyleek Williams, Mekhi Wingo. He's
Levi.
Behind on the depth chart. Yeah, Levi. He's got to catch up real fast or he'll be gone. So some of the developmental players got to start to step it up a little bit. Him and Hendon Hooker, I think, are two players, one on each side of the ball. They have to have a good preseason or there's going to be talk about them getting shipped out.
Now, the guys getting praised throughout OTAs has been DJ Reed, Dan Campbell made note of, Maddox, but we know he's playing safety or nickel. Terrion Arnold, not much mention of him, but a lot of expectations. How's he look so far in OTAs in those 7-on-7s?
Yeah, he wasn't there. I don't think in the practices we were there both days, he was not there. So that's why we saw Ennis Rakestraw a lot more. Now, whether it be he was battling something or something going on, he was not there to evaluate. But look, I don't think that when the time training camp rolls around, I think the Lions will have a full allotment of players that will be there. Look, on the second day, Penei Sewell wasn't there. Taylor Decker wasn't there. So a lot of veterans, I think, at OTAs. And I think, too, the unfortunate part of the media coverage was they had us out there the last day of each week. So it was kind of like all the highlights were happening in the first 2 days naturally. So hopefully maybe next year I'll slide in and be like, guys, let us in on like the first day or second day 1 week so that we can kind of see and report to the fans. That's what we want to see. You go out there. Nobody really wants to report on a walkthrough, but I'll take it. It was kind of like a half day at school where you're there, but you're not having to do the full allotment of writing everything down because when you cover NFL practice, you try to cover everything that you see, and it's mentally draining. So I understood it. I appreciate it. But heck no, I want to bring some information to the people. That's why I go out there and drive an hour and battle the 9-4 and all the craziness is to report what we see from the football field. But listen, it was the end. Basically, it was the last day of school, and it was light. But for Terrion Arnold, look, he has to. He's a guy, a key piece. He's got to have those expectations levied strong against him. I like the fact that Aaron Glenn put him baptism by fire. Like, just go out there, get towards, be handsy, learn the position, learn the mistakes, learn what these officials are going to call and not call so that you can get it out of the way. And I thought in the second half of the year, it was a little bit better. Was it to the first round standard that you should expect? No. But I think that in the second year, his competitiveness will shine. And I do think him and DJ Reed will battle for quite a bit of interceptions this year. And I do think Terrion Arnold's got the right makeup. He's fun. He's lighthearted, super smart. I do think he'll come in and handle business. But, I mean, guys, that's a nightmare position. You look at DJ Reed, he's only like maybe 3 inches taller than me, but super athletic.
Yeah.
You know, Amik Robertson battling out there. That position, listen, I'll say it in every microphone I ever speak into. Friends, if you have a friend that's playing cornerback, tell them quit and do something else, because the league every year is going more toward offense. They don't let you even play press man the way they used to. If you breathe on an opponent, they throw a flag. It's a nightmare position. So those guys that play it, I give them a lot of credit because it's a position in which you get torched for a 20-yard gain and everybody's on your behind saying that you're a bust and you stink. And it's just a thankless position. But I hope that Tyrion at least helps helps the defense get the football back to the offense, because if the defense can get into the top 10, look out, then the 11-12 win predictions will come true and the playoff success will happen.
And who was starting next to DJ Reed in the walkthroughs?
Yeah, it was DJ Reed.
I'm sorry. I meant DJ Reader. I apologize.
Yeah,
defensive
DJ
line.
DJ Reader wasn't there, so we got a chance to see a couple guys that were along the defensive line. Levi wasn't there as well. I definitely was not focused too much on the interior. I saw Tyleek in the middle on Thursday. You got a chance to see a lot of the younger guys as well. Uku was out there. Ahmed Hassanin, the defensive end, I saw out there. In the middle, Pat O'Connor is a guy that you tend to see in the rotation quite a bit of time as well. He sticks out too because he's a high energy guy and he's doing his thing. So, here's the thing. Guy. Yeah, here's the thing. The offensive line and defensive line, Dan's kind of told us, like, you can't really evaluate too much other than the fundamentals because they're not in pads and they're not, like, really forcefully getting after it in regards to getting through the offensive and defensive line. It's like 3 quarters and you're not, like, fully utilizing your allotment of skills. It's basically, hey, a lot of it is tempo. A lot of it is, hey, we're going to make this call super quick. What do you know? How do you adapt on the fly? How do you recognize? Early on in OTAs, it's basically about recognition. And I think there was not as many last year in OTAs. The first practice that we saw was littered with penalties with pre-snap procedural stuff. So that was a surprise last year. This year, not that way. It was pretty clean. Jared Goff was operating like a magician, getting everybody in the right spot. Sure, there's a couple moments where a player's not where he needs to be, but at the same time, I felt like it was a crisp, organized work from the Detroit Lions.
And one more before we get out of here, Doc. I know it's hard to, like you said, measure kind of that front seven and the offensive and defensive lines especially. But Derek Barnes, an extremely important part of this defense. They've really struggled to find somebody to fill that Sam role after he left. You saw Nowatzki and Neiman and Quan Alexander, all these guys try to do it. Jamal Adams, and nobody could. Derek Barnes is important for that team. How did he look back out there with the fluid? Nothing, no hiccups, nothing like that.
Yeah, no hiccups. Another player I saw too that stuck out. Now that you asked me, Roy Lopez was out there too, moving around, fluid, good athlete. I like the way he looked out there. I can't wait to see him compete along the defensive line. Derek Barnes, intriguing. I'm obligated to say, because I once upon a time put out a practice video with a commentary that the locker room definitely detested. So I'm obligated to say he looks great. Best shape of his career. He's awesome. Worth every single penny. And the best friend of Alex Anzalone. Those two guys are the best duo. I'm going to rank you guys number 1 just to make up for my commentary. And almost got my ass beat by 2 linebackers. But
yeah, what happened?
Oh, you don't know the story? So maybe I'll tell you exactly off the air, but I got policy changed. So I used a cell phone video. So last year, or 2 years ago, if you remember, Derek Barnes whiffed on the sack against Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
So the next practice or soon after, we're allowed to film with our cell phones just small snippets of practice.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I'd add commentary to some of the snippets. And so one of the drills was Derek hitting a tackling dummy. And so my commentary was just simple. I just said, I hope that he was picturing Dak on this bag. And I was like saying it as like motivation, like hit the damn bag and get after it. So it's just a quick 6-second video practice clip, little commentary. And of course it activated people that were like, oh, we should have made the play. It was a big deal. So I walk into the locker room and, when at that point in the season, you're tired, you walk in, you're just kind of focused on making sure you ask the right questions, getting the people you want. I walk in, and Alex Anzalone stands right in my face, and I'm like, he's like, you trying to be funny? And he stares me right down and in front of everybody. Locker room's quiet. Big 6'2" linebacker, little tiny 5'4" reporter. I said, something wrong? And he said, you trying to be funny out there? I said, no. I said, I posted a video. And he goes, I saw Derek sitting down. He goes, I said, if Derek has a problem, I'll talk to Derek. And he's like, yeah, you go do that. So I stood my ground. Everyone's like, oh, I stood my ground. And then I went to Derek and I said, yeah, here's what I posted. Right to your face. Here, look at it. And the linebackers were like, oh. I'm like, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of linebackers. I'm open and honest about what I posted. And I said, Derek, my post was not being disrespectful. It was, hey, you didn't make the play. I hope that in practice you were so mad, so pissed off. That's how I would be. I would just be only thinking about Dak Prescott's face and the missed tackle I had. And my commentary was, I hope you destroyed that bag like it was at Dak Prescott. He understood.
What do you say?
And we had a long conversation. Everybody's looking at me like, wow, I got a story out of it. And unfortunately, he did say something unfortunate that kind of got him also in a little bit more. He's like, dude, Dak's making 6 times as much as me. He's supposed to move out of the way. And when I printed that also did not go over well with the fans of Detroit.
Yeah.
Like, no, make the play. So not only did I piss off Alex Anzalone, I get a story and a quote out of Derek, but I gain respect from a lot of people because I'm not going to back down. You may like what I say, you may not like what I say, but I'm going to stand right in front of you and say it. And if you have a problem with it, we'll talk man to man. But I'm not scared of anybody. That's what my job is to give my opinions. But they've made a couple policy changes to maybe prevent some of that incendiary commentary from a reporter. But in the end, I stood my ground, and I truly believe that if you're coming from a place of respect, they see me every day.
Yeah.
So they know that I'm not trying to clown around and just be – but my job is to give my opinion. And sometimes if you're going to go in there and just slap it around with the guys, that's one thing. But my job is to give my opinion, and I got to the spot I'm in by really just – factually giving my opinion on what I see. And what I see is Derek Barnes, I think, having a chance to really have success. I think he's a guy that's going to be, hopefully, in Calvin Shepard's defense, be able to pressure the quarterback a little bit more. I think that injury,
that's his boy,
was
too.
Unfortunate timing for him. I think he's going to have a bounce-back year. He wants to prove that the contract that he earned is worth it, and I think he's a good football player, but I don't know if he's got another gear to his game. That's the thing, is that I think you get what you get with him. I hope that there's opportunity for growth, and in terms of in coverage, tackling, read recognition, just a little bit better across the board, and he'll be just fine in that unit with Alex Anzalone and Jack Campbell. I like that unit. But, yeah, I almost got my ass beat by the linebackers. But I stood my ground. Now, if it would have happened, easy, I would have put a little bit of a jiu-jitsu move on him. It would have had an arm bar, and you would have had to get 5 guys up. Be like, that guy's crazy. That guy's crazy. Like, yeah, I'd be like, I know jiu-jitsu, mofos.
Yeah.
Hey, now you know why Anzo's captain, man.
Jack Campbell's just standing in the back like he's the enforcer.
That's why Anzo's captain.
That's why Anzo's not there. He don't want no jiu-jitsu from the doc.
Doc, we
That's a
appreciate
great
you
story.
so much, brother.
What was the policy change, real quick? Would they just no more commentary along with audio?
No, they didn't say directly it was a result of me, but for some reason, you can't use a cell phone at practice no longer. I wonder why. But you can use. I'm the guy. You see the videos, so no, it was really no problem to me. It actually kind of helped me because I have a nice, expensive camera that I shoot with, so it doesn't bother me in one sense. But I get it. You can get things out of context and things like that. But listen, in the end, you're going to get video footage. You just can't get it from a cell phone. I feel bad that I kind of took away something maybe from the rest of the reporters. But in the end, I stood my ground. And the one thing is, the one thing that people will know about the doc is I may say something, but if you come at me, I will respond, and I will stand in front, just like Rob Parker did, and I will humbly accept any criticism, any challenge of any opinion. You guys know I'm there to comment and share, but you can't back down, and you can't say things that everybody's going to like all the time because there's good plays and there's bad plays. But, yeah, it was unusual because I just would have felt like Alex would have respected me a little bit more and been like, hey, man, what was you trying to do? Like, on the side, not in front of everybody. Like, what are you supposed to do? When
Kind of respect that out of Anzo, too,
Let's say it's Anzalone. Anzo
the blonde Furio.
I handled it well, man-to-man. And I think they respected me more for standing my ground. Now, internally, I can share now 2 years later, my heart was racing. I almost felt like my legs were going to fall. Like I almost felt like I was going to pass out because I was like, holy cow. Like, I don't want to be the center of attention in front of the whole locker room. Like, talk to me on the side. But like I said, I just said, hey, nothing. There was no ill intent other than to give commentary. And I did a podcast on it and shared it all and said that, look, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody, but I was looking at it from the perspective of if I make a mistake on a podcast or if I'm a football player and I make a mistake, I'm going to think about that mistake until the next time I get a chance to correct it. And that was the gist of it. And that's what I told Derek. He respected it. Malcolm was the best. Malcolm was like, oh. Malcolm was doing the,
gassing it up.
I'm like, what are you doing that for? Like, what are you doing that for, man? I'm going to share it with you. I'm not hiding it. I have a public account. I'm not hiding it from nobody. Doc.
Last one before we get you out of here, Doc. Sean O'Malley, Marab tomorrow night. Who you got winning the Bantamweight Championship?
Man, that's going to be tough, right? I'm not certain, man. O'Malley looks good, doing his thing. I like these UFC fights, man. These cards are fun. It's one of those deals where I like the advantage where, the main event has an opportunity to have a knockdown, and I think this one has a chance to be finished. So we'll see. Maybe O'Malley, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I saw the brown hair.
Didn't dye his hair this time. He's all business.
Didn't dye the hair, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. Hopefully, everyone, with UFC cards, it's all about the knockouts, baby. TKOs.
Yes, Doc, sir. We appreciate you so much for joining us.
Man.
Before we let you go and staying for so long, thank you so much.
Man.
There's so much football knowledge. Before we let you go, tell the people where they can get all of your articles. If you choke out Alex Anzalone in the locker room, where are you going to post all that stuff at?
Yeah, no doubt. At Detroit Podcast on X, Detroit Lions on SI, new YouTube channel. Really, just find me at Detroit Podcast on X. You can get direct line to me. Any questions you guys ever have, message me, DM. I might be even prone to ask Dan Campbell the question from a fan. And I respect this job quite a bit. And look, that's the one thing is that you'll see the account. There's a little bit of sarcasm in the account as well. But if you're ever in question, sometimes I do like to play a little bit hard and fast with the facts and the sarcasm. But you can tell pretty easily if you're like, okay, is this real? If you question it, it probably is creative license by me to have fun. It's entertainment. I have fun with it. And at the same token, you can tell what's my opinion, what's a fact, and clearly what's sarcasm, because nobody famous is texting me from sources or things like that. But I may just post stuff for fun to have some fun with it. But thank you guys. Listen, if anytime you want, I love talking to you guys. You guys also are doing great work. Your shows have gotten so much better in the last 2 years. It's been amazing what you guys have done to bring on guests and challenge them and develop their relationships. So I'm very proud of the work that you guys are doing, and big things ahead. Anytime, you guys know, I'm here to talk a bunch of shit and to do things. And so for Chris listening, Halliburton, the gift that keeps on giving, man. Killian Hayes, the curse of Killian Hayes is going to upset Pistons fans forever.
You know what, though?
He had to be the guy that made that shot yesterday. The first thing everyone in Detroit thought was, you could have had that guy. You could have easily had that guy.
You know what, Doc, though? It's a long career. There's a lot of story to be told, and I think that if you get Halliburton, maybe you don't get Cade Cunningham.
For sure don't get Cade.
And I think that going forward, Pistons fans will look back fondly at having Cade Cunningham. No disrespect to Halliburton. He's balling right now, but Cade's young, man. He's getting his time. So I'm optimistic about the future. But I hear you. It hurts, but it's not the worst. Cade makes it bearable.
Yeah, that's why I love sports and I love guys like you. I'm talking about a guy that just hit a shot in the game and the NBA Finals. And you're talking about a guy that didn't get out of the first round. Yes, Cade's got potential, but it's Tyrese freaking
No, he's a dog.
Everybody knew. The second he was passed on, all of Detroit said, hell to the no, not this. So that's what it is. But, yeah, Pistons' future's bright, Tigers' future's bright, and I'm glad that the heavyweights are here to talk about it.
Thank you so much, Doc. We appreciate you so much. Definitely going to have you on again soon. It's good talking to you, brother.
Looks like you already popped
Doc McCoon, dude. What a legend. About to choke out Anzalone in front of the whole team. Dude.
UFC is homoerotic. If you feel that way watching it, it's probably you.
Who said that?
It's a you thing, for sure.
Yeah, I've never been.
If you got that feeling watching it, brother, that might be a you thing.
I've never been turned on by UFC, but if that's what gets you going, man.
The gears.
Do you? Well, that's not true, because Mackenzie Dern's pretty fucking hot.
Oh, yeah.
So is Alexa Grasso's pretty hot, too.
Yeah, they're getting, Pena's not that bad.
Pena's not bad.
She's fighting.
Joanna? No.
She retired and she got the fake boobs.
She got them. Yeah, she got the heavies. All right, let's.
She had that fucking tit on her head.
Yeah, dude. Sungway Lee put a knot on her head.
Oh my god.
But shout out to Doc Macaroon, man. It's good to have him back. We're definitely gonna have him on again soon. He is the man. But first, let me tell you.
Shout out to Sound Kayak.
Shout out to Sound Kayak. Let me tell you about Loom Cannabis. Loom Cannabis. Listen, if you guys are THC enjoyers like I am, and you also enjoy the game of golf like I do, these buzzin' drinks are perfect for the golf course. They're seltzers. They're 7.5 milligrams each. They are literally perfect, made for the golf course. You can find them at loom.com. To order them online, to place your order, or to find a location near you, go to loom.com. And remember, you can use promo code WSN30 every single time to get 30% off your order. Scan that QR code or go to loom.com. It's Loom Cannabis. What about merch?
Let me tell you about merch. I didn't think we were going to double back to it, but let's double back to it. If you need some good Detroit sports merch, head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab there. Get yourself some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that, all teams, all seasons. Make sure you are tapping in for the best Detroit sports merch in the game with Woodward Sports.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. VenFights.com.
Feldman Chevrolet still has tariff-free inventory, so we're extending the Memorial Day sale. That means it's your last chance to get tariff-free pricing on your new Chevy. Get this 2025 Silverado for only $199 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for just $259 a month. But hurry, these low prices won't last. Don't miss your last chance to save big. The Memorial Day sale has been extended at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Buddy's Pizza, you guys know it because it's been around since 1976. It's a staple of the Detroit community. And it's partnered with many other Detroit companies. It's Buddy's Pizza, the original Detroit-style pizza. Get 10% off by using 10mil as your promo code when you order. They got other stuff too, pasta, bread, salads, all the above. It's Buddy's.
The thin crust. Sean,
try thin crust.
You can get a 2025 Chevy Silverado for just $199 a month, or a 2025 Chevy Equinox for $259 a month. Come visit any of Feldman's 5 Chevy locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, or Lansing. Again, that's Feldman.
He's a pro. Kid's a pro.
He is a pro. What?
Pro ho all day.
Pro ho all day. Smash the like button. We're trying to get to 200 likes before we end the stream. Friday shows. People are usually out. I think. Yeah,
3 in a row. 3 days in a row. Boys on a heater.
Is it 3 days in a row?
3 days in a row.
Nice.
That's how you end the week. Dude, everything's coming up spenny this week.
Shout to Michael DeVries with the memberships.
Shout out for
again.
the 5 gifted subs.
Also, shout to Corey Best in Woodward Sports Chat. We got to get him back on it.
Yeah.
Once training camp starts, Corey's supposed to come on for training camp. We're usually thinking about it. If he does,
you're in here.
We got to get him
We
on.
got a massage chair for you if you want to come sit down in the studio.
We have a $14,000 massage chair.
Yeah. And Chris.
Look at that thing.
Those
2 things are separate. That's very true. Shout out to
we'll
Birdie.
have Corey on again soon.
In the final 10 minutes, man, what we usually do when we have our interns on for the first time, we grill them with questions, Birdie. We need your Mount Rushmore of Detroit athletes.
Detroit athletes?
Yep.
Top 4 Detroit athletes.
Top 4 Detroit
all
athletes.
time, any sports.
all right, you got to give me Chauncey Billups, shooter. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
You round my day. I know people want me to say something like Isaiah Thomas. I ain't gonna lie, he ain't gonna make the list. But Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace. I'm taking Cade. Fuck it. And
nice.
Rip Hamilton.
Big basketball guy.
Yes,
All
sir.
Pistons.
Yes, sir.
So safe to say basketball is your favorite sport?
Basketball is my favorite sport.
Do you like the way they dribble up and down the court?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What was that, 2K12?
It's like
Bernie,
an all-time song.
what do you think about the Pistons? You think are they going to make a trade this offseason for a splash?
I would hope so. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the history of the Pistons don't really reflect that, but I'm gonna count on it just because of the change and the rhythm we got going here with the Pistons. It's like, bro, you can't fuck up what we got going on right now. Like,
yeah,
that would be a big L for our whole foundation.
I'm with you on that one. Now, something I know you do want to talk about, what you talk about routinely with Chris over on the Rap Kid podcast. Lil Wayne's album dropped last night.
I heard that shit's cheeks, dude.
It's really not. It's just not good.
That means it's cheeks.
No, it's just not. It's not great.
What are you rating Wayne's new album?
Oh no, you don't gotta answer that.
Listen, man. I love Wayne to death, man. I hate the home, but that shit was a midweek special, man. That shit is not hitting. That shit not hitting on no time. You know what I'm saying? It started off great. I mean, when we heard that, what was it, Welcome to the Carter? I'm like, oh shit, like Wayne back in his bag. You know what I'm saying? But then we got to this little Bon Jovi shit. Luckily, motherfucking Big Sean carried some of the weight of the album.
I heard Big Sean went crazy.
Yeah, Big Sean definitely went crazy.
Sus bar in there.
It's really not much to look forward to. Is honestly just very disappointing just to see a falling star. So that's
I think the Carter 3 was just so good. That run he had, not just the Carter 3, but Draw 3, Carter 3, like the run was so good.
Yeah.
That's then the expectation, and it was too good.
I think the power was in his dreads, and as they fall off one at a time, like dandelion feathers, he's just losing.
Turns out lean's bad for your brain.
Yeah, surprise. Popping Zans and drinking lean for 20 years isn't good for you.
Unless you want to forget your problems.
Unless you want to forget your problems. All right, Bernie, the true question that everybody wants to hear, this is what they're waiting for. How many fifth graders do you think you could fight off at one time? Like, all at once coming at you. In here, you can use everything as weapons.
Everything in this room.
How many fifth graders could you fight off of?
Outside of fifth graders? Yeah. Eighth graders usually.
No, fifth.
What do you think?
Did we say eighth graders?
Did we ask you eighth graders?
It's fifth.
Fifth? Yeah.
Oh.
Give me 150.
150.
Give me 150. I'm knocking all them little niggas out.
This guy's minutes.
One by one.
Man of confidence. I like it. Honestly, I'm not mad at it. You get up on the desk, start swinging that guitar.
No, you got a lot of stuff to take down. Yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna reduce the number on the eighth graders only because I know what eighth graders is capable of nowadays, and I think I'm gonna surrender that one. You know what I'm saying? These YNs is really YNing out here.
That's fair. That is fair statement. All right, one last question. If you could fight any athlete and you win, you get their life
to the death. Fight them to the
death.
I gotta win.
You gotta win. And you get their life, like their ability and all their money and everything.
Their hoes.
Yeah, the hoes, everything.
Angel Reese. Let
me get that fat ass.
Buddy tries to make you fuck.
Danica Patrick.
I'm a fight. I wish I would have told me to think about this shit beforehand. But I don't know. Shit, after last night game, I'm gonna take Chet weak body ass. I ain't gonna lie. I think if I slam him one good time, it's gonna sound like I'm crunching a bag of chips, get him up out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I would take Chet.
Hit Chet with a couple body shots.
Yeah.
I'm not mad because I don't know how hard Chet would hit you.
I feel like if you hit Chet with a solid body shot, he's gonna be feeling that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna break a couple ribs.
Although Katie is pretty, like, not like weight strong, but like play strength.
Yeah.
For as skinny as he was.
Yeah, see, me personally, I would never want to hurt KD.
Yeah.
I would never want to hurt KD. That's why I ain't say KD is, you know what I'm saying, weak boned. But
for sure,
I'm definitely taking Chet because I don't really give a fuck about Chet.
Yeah.
Fuck OKC. Pacers in 6.
Pacers in 6?
Pacers in 6.
Are you a Pacers fan or are you just...
I'm not a Pacers fan. I ain't gonna lie. I was hating on Pacers all year, but it's Midwest. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stay regional.
That's fair.
That is the crazy part about it because we are supposed to hate the Pacers. We did hate the Pacers. It is a rivalry for the Pistons, but it's so easy to root for them right now.
We hated them a month ago.
Yeah.
We absolutely hated their guts a month ago.
Whatever, they took out the Knicks for us, so I appreciate them for that.
Yeah.
Facts.
Just like I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you smash that like button. Again, we're going to have Corey Besh on hopefully soon once camp gets started.
Very soon.
Maybe we'll grill him with some of the same questions.
Very soon. But that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Smash that like button for Easy, for Skywalker, for Birdie on the sticks for the first time. And Chris, I am Spencer. Shout out to Doc Macaroon for coming through. Enjoy your weekend, people. Have fun out there. Get some golf in. It's going to be beautiful. We'll see you on Monday. Peace.